Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing today?
Hello, Carlos. Sorry, I can't. Hold on a sec.
Yeah.
I've got a problem. There we go. I think I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my bad. I had a setting wrong. Yes, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the deep freeze. I think it's funny. I was looking at a map earlier this morning. I wish I had it. I could have shared that map. Anyways, I was looking at a map of this polar vortex that is coming for most people in the U.S. And exactly where I am is literally just like a tiny fraction of a few, like a 50 kilometers north of where all of the graphs go. So basically, I'll be watching you as you all suffer whatever storms you get. But we are going to get the cold. In fact, we're seeing flights. I've never seen flights canceled because it's too cold. We being on the edge of it, they're saying that in my area will be the coldest place on Earth come tomorrow morning. So that's interesting. So maybe you were right, Carlos, to go stock up on your salt and your ice melt and stuff. I don't know. It's
people are taking it very serious, man. I was in Home Depot and they were taking it extremely serious. There were lines and salt all over the place and just madness. But yeah,
you know, we'll see what happens. Everybody's girding for the battle with the storm, thinking it's going to be the worst. I don't know. We've been promised or threatened with these storms before. They don't always happen. We'll see what happens. What isn't cold is the markets. The stock markets are hot, and you know, today, again, it's one of these days that it could be completely exciting or totally dead. I have no idea. We've got political activity that's happening. Obviously, the Davos excitement happened earlier this week. That's over. Yesterday, there was public testimony by a guy named Jack Smith, who he was the most boring guy with the most boring name, but you know what? He is who he is. Anyways, who testified publicly about his investigation into Trump. We'll have to see if there is repercussions, some statements out of the White House. I'm just looking to see how is that going to impact the markets. So far, the markets haven't really done much with that. So I'm hoping that political stuff is not what moves the markets today, but we have to be aware that it's happening out there. What is interesting are earnings. We had earnings from Intel yesterday. We'll talk about that because the stock price didn't exactly follow the results. And we'll see sort of what that is and whether that gives us a trading opportunity there. We've got more earnings happening this morning, a couple of them anyways, that we can talk about. And I can't finish without giving congratulations to Victoria Mboko, who, if you don't know, is a Canadian tennis player, and she advanced to the quarterfinals, I guess, for the first time in her young tennis career. So I watched that match yesterday. So congratulations to Victoria.
All right. Awesome. Yeah, this is crazy. We have some people in Minnesota, and they're saying their weather's going to feel -40. How does that happen? How do you feel -40? How do you track that?
If you've never felt it, you got to step outside when it's that cold.
You just step out and just get a frostbite, and what happens?
It actually hurts. Like any wind, any movement of the air hurts. Like it is a whole different world when you realize the air can hurt you. It's strange. That's Carlos. It's those temperatures where people love to throw the pots of boiling water and it freezes before it lands, type thing. So Go do
Oh
that.
yeah, I seen those videos.
My only advice is make sure you fling the water. People make the mistake if they literally throw it as a big thing of water and it doesn't cool fast enough, and then it lands on them as boiling water and they get these like
Mm,
second-degree burns. So don't do that. But I'm not advising you throw boiling water. People get it wrong all the time. It's like it's sort of like everybody thinking it's a good idea to deep fry a turkey and then it goes tragically wrong. So
mm.
don't do either one of those things.
Yeah,
Anyways.
yeah, brutal. All right, hopefully it's not going to be tragically wrong here. It's our gappers list brought to you by tradingterminal.com, friends. Tons of stuff in the green. Yesterday was a rough day for a lot of us opening range breakout traders, right? So breakout traders had a very, very tough time, myself included. One of my biggest red days for the year, which doesn't say much because the year's only 23 calendar days, but it was a tough one. It was a tough one. So let's see if we can get something going here that's a lot better than what we had yesterday. And here we are. And then on the gap side, gap down side of things, we have Intel and some other ones leading the way. Intel this morning with down 12%. So let's jump into all this good stuff. Let's start with Move. Move is moving up 130%, 11.8 million shares traded. Low flow under a million. Peter, definitely got to be careful with this one. What's your thoughts on it as we see the drop here?
They announced that they have secured a long-term agreement with NVDA. So back to NVIDIA, lifting all the ships in the harbor, that they have access to their high-performance H200 GPUs as part of their AI infrastructure. So everybody's trying to get their hands on them. The fact that this company has secured, I guess, lease. Apparently, they don't even get to buy them. They just have leasing rights to use them. So I can't, anyways, I don't understand that high-end chip world completely, but leasing a chip sounds like a bad idea because we know it has no residual value because by the time your lease is up, it's not going to be worth anything. Who's going to, I mean, I guess somebody like you or I, Carlos, could take one of those chips by the time the lease is over because they'll have been like 6 generations, since after that, by the time we get our hands on it. But it would still give us like an uber high-powered desktop, I suppose, if you could throw it in there. I don't think they're quite compatible for that, but you know what I get. Somebody else, I guess, will take it for some other use. But in any event.
Yeah.
So they got to do
there's Move doing some stuff. And I don't think I like it, guys. I'm going to stay away from it. I think we'll find better things to trade. Back to this list. RVYL is next. RVYL. And this is up 40% this morning. 7.5 million shares traded. Hard to borrow. Also a low flow stock sitting under a million shares traded. Is what I have on Trading Terminal. As high as 1269, as low as 659, hanging out back down to 736. So still up 40%. But man, has it tumbled from the highs here early in the pre-market session. So, Peter, what's the news? What's the latest on this high-flying one?
Yeah, this is a software services company that I have to believe that they decided on their name after a good night with some little cigarettes, and they were having a good time because this is called Rival Inc. And it's spelled RYVYL, Rival. So, okay. But anyways, they've regained compliance with the listing requirements of the NASDAQ. So basically, they failed to provide some paperwork before. They've now fixed that. They've provided the paperwork, and they're allowed to continue to sell their stock. That is not the stuff I like to trade on, although it oddly gets volume when those announcements happen. I just find it odd that every time we get volume in the stock price moving up, basically you've just done what you were supposed to have done in the first place. It makes me think, Carlos, if you really want to pump your stock, maybe you just take your company, don't submit your paperwork for a couple of quarters, and then catch it all up, even if you were good. And you can get like a little boost in the stock. Make yourself some money. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely, my friends. All right. Well, another one that me and Peter are going to leave alone. If you're a low flow trader, you got plenty today here. I mean, the first 1, 2, 3, 4 in the order that is now is all lower flow tickers.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of, and they look weird. Like even Rival, look at Rival. Like it if you look at the even a 1 minute chart, I'm looking at it. The chart looks awesome, but
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now. It is literally not moving. There are no shares going through. In the last minute, there was like 200 shares that were traded. So whatever the 7.5 million share volume, it's done, I guess. Like it's just the chart looks good, but I'm actually looking. I'm watching at the level two, and it has not moved in the whole time we've been talking. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Very weird.
we need
We'll
to
leave.
move on
We'll leave
to a
that
rival
alone.
stock. There
Yep.
you go. Get all those puns. All right, let's keep going.
Oh, did this thing not get started? Oh, there it is. Okay. X didn't get started for some reason, but I got it started now. All right. We're on X as well, friends. I know people like to call that the VIP lounge. So it is turned on. All right, friends, let's continue. Next on the Gappers list, we got BNAI, which has been on the list up and down the last couple of days. Today they're up, right? So you can see here on the daily a lot of movement in the last, let's call it about the last week or so. After above $5 when it started hitting my scanner, so we didn't see a lot of this stuff down here, but lately we have been seeing it on the list. So today up 23.9. I still don't like what I'm seeing here. Hard to borrow. I'm gonna skip it, man. I really don't like the way this thing trades. I think we'll find something better. Again, it doesn't fit my style of trading.
No, I mean, brand engagement network. Again, it feels like the home shopping channel for AI. But no, I don't like it either. I think we can find better things.
Let's continue. All right, so that's I think there's one more low flow here. Yes, BGL is another one, and then
BGL,
we
yeah.
start getting into some bigger names here. BGL this morning, Blue Gold Limited. It is up 32%. I had a big day yesterday. Look at this daily candle going from $2 to about $4.25, $4.50. Again, anything under $5 usually does not hit my radar. Not really interested in it, but today this one is getting above that $5 mark. With a flow of 13 million. Again, still hanging out with these low flow stocks. 10 million shares traded, which is a ton. Peter, what's the news? Looks like it got going yesterday and still moving today.
I'm trying to figure out what this company does. Because look, their name is Blue Gold. They're based out of the Cayman Islands. So my immediate thought is, are they treasure hunters? Right? Like Blue Gold, Cayman Islands. I don't know. Look at their website. It says their mission is to unlock gold's true potential as a borderless payment medium, introducing a gold-backed currency. But wait a second, gold-backed currency. Why does that sound familiar? Oh, I know. Every fiat currency in the world. Oh, but they're going to do it using state-of-the-art facilities and tokenization. All right. So they're making a crypto play. That's what we got.
Is
However,
that is that
they're
is that
using
still a
it by
thing? Is that still something that moves stocks? I know it used to move stocks a lot. I guess it is. This was moving. I guess it's still.
I don't know. I think
Yeah.
it's just there happen to be tied into gold. And Carlos, guess what's at all-time highs?
Mm,
Gold and silver. Gold and
yeah.
silver
Yep.
once again making all-time highs. So, anyways, whatever these guys are doing, I admire the chutzpah
Yeah.
and trying to make something that has been done for generations new again. So you tokenize that gold-backed currency, blue gold. You go. I'm
Yes.
not gonna, I'm not gonna watch
Yes, you're not gonna be involved in this nonsense. I don't like it,
nonsense.
friends. Let's let's see what else is going on here. All right, so we got low flows out of the way. Let's get to some higher float stocks here. We got 58, we got 85, 47. Another low flow sneaking in here, but we got some bigger numbers now. SGML is next. This one, Sigma Lithium Corp, is up 14%, 521,000 shares traded. So again, got some volume here. Pre-market looks. I don't know. I don't like it. A daily's been moved around up and down here quite a bit. I'm not sure, Peter. It could move. I see some days here are moving at least $2, so it can get some movement. Let's do this actually. Let's go back. Let's look on how it has been moving. So here's yesterday. That's very light volume. So if you have not seen it, I know it looks nice now, but if you look at the 1 minute and everything else, if you have not seen a stock that's trading about less than 100,000 every 5 minutes, the price action is brutal, and I won't be surprised if the spread is pretty bad as well. So just that tells me that this is not really a great intraday trading ticker. Can it have some great days? Yeah, on the daily they got a couple of days where they're actually hitting 13 million, so maybe this could be cleaner. But for the most part, they just don't get volume. So I don't expect anything great out of them today that's going to meet my criteria. So, yeah,
Oh,
another one I'm not dealing with today.
oh, you went mute for a second.
Another one I'm not dealing with today.
Yeah.
Another, imagine. There you go. It's just sorry, I had to reset the robot disk. I'm back. Go ahead.
I'm very confused. Okay, whatever's going on with Carlos, he's glitching.
The CD is glitching. It's skipping.
He's glitching. Anyways, yeah, Sigma Lithium. I mean, this company. I like their media people. They're making some interesting announcements here. So they announced the sale of 100,000 tons of lithium for a price higher than they previously announced. They also vehemently denies as fake news, this is exactly what they said, inaccurate media reports that said that there was an operational injunction regarding its waste piles. So anyways, they're basically they're all over the place here with their news. However, they're selling lithium at a higher price. Can we trade it? Well, it's a mining company, and mining companies usually don't trade all that well. As you said, Carlos, low volume, doesn't look all that good. I love it when a company decries something as fake news. I like how that's now. I mean, even I use it, so it's amusing to me how it's now a thing.
Yeah. Back to our list, friends. Again, so far, no luck. Nothing on the primary list, nothing on the secondary, nothing that we love here. If you like low flows, these are all in your wheelhouse, but for the most part, nothing. RDW is next, and then we might need to hop around a little bit. As I'm looking at the tickers more and more and the gap up, I don't think we're going to come off with a lot of great stuff. There's some minerals on here. There's some, obviously, silver on deck as well. Criminal is over here. Doesn't look great. Towards the bottom, if we start seeing some of the stuff that we kind of like a little bit, NVO, AMD, SMCI could be a good one, and Poe is back on it. So let's see. Let's do one more, and then we'll hop around here, Peter, because it doesn't look great as far as the list goes. ASTI is, sorry, RDW. What is this one? Let's go to this one first. RDW. Oh, this is Redwire. Yeah, this doesn't trade well, guys. I know the ticker name now. I have to say, though, the pre-market looks great. It's probably one of the best pre-markets I've seen so far this morning. It is up 10%. It is 2.2 million shares traded, and I like the way this is forming here. I also like the daily. Look at the breakout above 12, right? We have seen this a lot more on our gappers list and gap down. You can see the volume is not too bad. It was worse before. We were not getting anything. After December 19, looks like that has increased, and it's even better this year. Maybe a possible, Peter. I kind of like what I'm seeing in the pre-market a lot on this one.
I don't know. This is a speculator type stock. I mean, it's moving on speculation that they will benefit from President Trump's announcement coming out of Davos that he has a framework of a deal on Greenland. They think that defense, of course, and the Golden Dome companies that are involved in that are going to benefit long term. We're right now. I mean, it's actually moving okay. I'm skeptical as to how well it's going to move after the open, but it might be worth keeping an eye on it. It is up 10%. We've got 2 million shares traded. This type of news-driven activity can get momentum. It is unfortunately a NYSE stock. It trades on the New York Stock Exchange, which puts a little bit of dampening effect on the trading activity. Which means it could pick up after the open. It could not. So it's a little bit of a wild card. If we don't find something better, it might be worth watching. But I think we will find better things.
Yeah, I think so too. That's why I'm gonna put it just on the secondary, because I think we'll find something better. But yeah, if it continues, good point. It's a nicey stock. So if it continues with this type of volume, it'll be great. If not, it can be a tough trader. And again, that news of rumors and this and that. We've seen a couple of high flying ones this week. Oklo, Oklahoma South, right? Oklahoma was one of them that had, potential that Trump had mentioned, popped up, and it traded horrible. It traded really, really
Yeah.
bad. So the rumor stuff is not easy to trade at times. Let's go back here. Let's do, yeah, let's hop around, Peter. I mean, I don't like what I'm seeing here right now. Anything else you like on this list that we can go over?
Well, on the list, you can see a lot of mining stocks, as I said, gold and silver prices once again hit an all-time high. So we got a bunch of those there, but you know that I don't like to trade them. They just don't trade that well. Um, what did trade well yesterday, but it's down slightly today, was Tesla. What a day Tesla had yesterday. I know I got caught, Carlos. After we finished the broadcast, I
Yeah.
was busy trying to short Tesla, and that was a mistake. Because
Hmm.
Tesla, it decided it was going to go on a little bit of a jog and had a pretty decent day. So you can see on a daily, it put it up into an area of support and consolidation. And really started, sort of around when you and I, Carlos, were getting off the microphone here at 11. But really, it was like just before 1 o'clock when it really took off and got this big boost. So John in the chat room, he traded it properly. He took it long for a high of day break and enjoyed a few dollar move. So congratulations and good to him. Not so smart. So I didn't do so well. But I think it's going to be in play today, just because had this movement yesterday, one way or the other, it's probably going to move a little bit. Probably not as much as yesterday. I don't know whether it's going to be an inside day, meaning it'll trade within the bounds of yesterday's price action. It is gapping down, but only by 0.3% today, or it could actually go higher, but. We obviously have sort of this 450, big sort of round number thing that is likely to keep it from skyrocketing too much from here. But in play. What's also in play seems to be the semiconductor stocks. This morning on our list, we do have AMD. It's up 2.3% right now. NVIDIA is only up 1%, so it's not on our gappers list. But both are moving higher. And I think this feels like it's sort of in conjunction with Intel, which is on the top of our gap down list. So we're going to get to Intel in just a second. But I think all three of these are potentially in play. Intel had earnings after the close. And as you can probably guess by the fact that it's down almost 13% at the moment, didn't go how Intel, I'm sure, hoped it would. So.
Yep.
So yeah.
So yeah, let's go over. Let's go right to Intel, as you mentioned.
People are looking at. Go for it. Sorry.
Well, say it again.
I just said if you want to go see what other people are talking about, and then we can come back to the gap down list. Oh, one I should mention, really weird, CSX. CSX is gapping up this morning. Very low volume, so that's why it didn't make our list. But it's up 2.7%, despite actually missing their numbers in the last quarter. CSX is basically they're a rail shipping company, railroad company. And their guidance wasn't exceptional. I don't know. There's nothing great, but they're gapping up. So they did say that they're expecting to have a lot more cash flow. They're managing their capex, so basically their capital expenditures well, and they're going to be spending about 2.4 billion. Less than 2.4 billion this year, which would be a low, and they're going to turn the excess cash over to create better cash flow. So, anyways, I guess that's good news. I mean, CSX obviously, it's capital intensive. You got to buy new rail cars and fix the lines and all that infrastructure stuff. But CSX, I've tried to trade CSX in the past. It's never worked out well. So maybe not.
Yeah, that's not a great one. We'll leave that alone. All right, friends, not much coming off this gap up list, which is okay. We'll find something to look at. SMCI is on here. Let me see if anything's going on there. And for the most part, we are up 2.5, 946,000 shares traded. So it could be interesting. I'll put it on a secondary for now. I might move this up a little bit later if we have if it looks good. So SMCI on the secondary for now. All right, let's see what's capping down now. So capping down, as we mentioned, Intel's leading the way here. They are down almost 12% this morning. Peter mentioned them just a little bit ago. Let's see what's going on here. And again, not fun, not having fun at all. If you look at this gap down, they had such a great day on, this would have been Wednesday, right? So it's Friday. It's Friday, yes. So it would have been Wednesday. So nice day on Wednesday here. Kind of did nothing yesterday, like many tickers did, and then today they're just getting body slammed here. So what's the latest and greatest, Peter?
Yeah, so their numbers in quarter were good. They were supposed to do 13.8 billion in revenue. They did 14.2. That's good. They were supposed to make 13 cents a share. They made 15. Also good. What the analysts and the markets didn't like was the fact that their guidance was a little lower than expected. Now, when we see these stocks run up, it can get, especially for Intel. Intel seems to be beaten up in the semiconductors, while others can almost do no wrong. It's almost like Intel can do no right. I feel like their success in the 90s has has just caused a generational impact on them, where I said, like, so many stocks you look at and you're like, oh, they're at all-time highs. No, Intel is not even close to its all-time high. So and after so it had moved up pre-earnings. After earnings, they said, nope, guidance isn't good enough, right? You're not blowing the doors off of it. You're not forecasting massive growth. We're going to punish you. And the stock has lost all of the gains and then some it had made earlier in the week. So, yeah, it definitely looks like it's in play today. Tough to tell what it's going to do from here, right? Is it going to recover a little bit? Is it going to go lower? I don't know. It's at an inflection point right here. So we'll have to see what happens at the open, but I think it's absolutely worth keeping an eye on because there is some disappointment in Intel. And, it didn't help that they mentioned in passing, by the way, they had a couple of manufacturing issues. They said supply constraints and which limited manufacturing yield. So basically, it's fancy words just to say we didn't ship as many as we were hoping. So, but and that was on their high-end AI stuff. So again, as soon as you say AI is not shipping, you're in trouble. I saw this great. Carlos says, actually, someone in our chat room, I think, that posted this great little meme where had like CEOs that are like, we need Intel. I need Intel for the company. Intel. I need AI for our company. Like, corporate CEOs nowadays, especially in the US, are like, we absolutely need AI. It's going to drive the growth. It's essential for the company. Well, what are you going to do with it? I don't know, but we need it. So,
yeah. That's
how are
usually
you
how
going
it
to use
goes.
it? How's it going to transform the company? No idea, but we need lots of it, and we need it now.
They're doing it. We need it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
See plenty of that. All right. Intel, my friends, on the list for sure. I think is going to be hopefully good today. Hopefully good.
Yeah. Hopefully good. It's funny because AI, you got to be careful with. Just yesterday afternoon, while we were in the chat room, let me go to chat. I was using the Chat GPT bot. And Carlos, because I said, give me a list of all the tickers that have one letter. Give me a list of all the one-letter tickers.
Yeah.
And ChatGPT came back very confidently and said, here's a list, and went from A to Z, and it listed all of them, and then said there's a few letters where there might have been tickers in the past, but the companies have been delisted or are no longer on the exchange. And it included letters like Q and U and things like that. And I'm like, well, U, and we looked it up. ChatGPT very confidently gave me the list, said, here is the list. It said, here's the exceptions and the reason for the exceptions, and it excluded Unity Software, whose ticker is U. And when I asked ChatGPT, it said, oh, you're right. Unity Software is a listed and active ticker.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful asking questions because AI will give you answers and it will tell you with confidence, here's the answer. It doesn't know. It's making it all up.
Yeah, it misses certain things. I've seen that even with some simple math calculations. I sent it and it was like I know that's wrong, so I did it on paper myself, and then I asked it, "Can you double check that?" Oh, you're right. This is the answer. I'm like, and it got it right. So maybe after every prompt, I've seen people do this and go back and reconfirm your answers. I wonder if we do that on everything. If it does it right out of the gate. But yeah, it's got to be careful. All right, friends. Let's continue with NUAI. NUAI is another one on here. New Era Energy, and these guys are down 10%, 1.2 million shares traded. You can see on the daily, they've been getting a lot of movement. We had not seen them prior to $5, but the last 3 days you can see here moving pretty good as far as the daily goes. Intraday itself, I'm not sure. It is a 5.5 million shares stock, so this is a low float. Again, typically I'm not going to be watching these. So, Peter, not sure what the news is. New Era Energy and what is this? And Digital is the name of the company. Won't be watching it.
No, we looked at them. Was it just yesterday or maybe the day before? I don't know. I remember the ticker. It had come up. It doesn't look any better today. This feels sort of just like a little retracement after the move that it had made over the last couple of days. I think nothing to see here. I mean, the volume. I don't know. The volume sort of sustained itself over the 3 days of the push higher, but I can't picture trading this myself. So
Yeah. The gap down list. Yeah, we'll leave that alone. The gap down list doesn't look too great today. Definitely not a blockbuster list I got here. IBRX. What is this? IBRX. Another one. Immunity Bio is the name of the company, and these guys are down 3.72 million shares traded. It's been hot for the last couple of days. Look at the daily go here. So, pretty nice pop up there. Hard to borrow, so you don't have inventory too short. And it's not a low flow. It's sitting at 107 million shares flow, if that's correct. So again, we'll have to verify that. It's hard to believe the way they're trading here, but it could be right. Peter, I don't like it. Not gonna fit my criteria. Moving on to the next one for me. But any news on it?
yeah, they do have a big float. They released some clinical data on one of their trials, and the market is the company always says that the trial data went well. The analysts are saying actually not so well. So.
Mm. All right. So there it is. All right. What else? What else is on here? NVTS down 3.5, 888,000 shares traded. It just looks so messy. Nvidia Semiconductor. There are so many other great semiconductors you could look at. So this will be moving with that. But again, I'd rather look at other tickers that are much better. Yesterday had a great day, though, looks like. Yesterday did trade very well. So I'm not sure what drove it yesterday. Today, they're giving some of that back. And you can see on the daily pulling back a little bit from the previous day close this morning.
Yeah, it seems like the Intel earnings news is pushing everything around, either up or down, depending whether you believe that, another company is also going to have lowered guidance like Intel did, or that they are actually the ones soaking up additional volume, like people believe of AMD and NVIDIA, it seems, and are going to take advantage of that. So, I see Broadcom is on the list, so, as well, AVGO. So we've got a few semiconductors that are on this list, Carlos, but it's just sympathy moves. There's no independent news on them.
Yeah. All right. mRNA. This was hot this week. This was really hot this week. Look at the daily here, guys. So we had a couple of really big moves on it. So it's been trading much better. I haven't watched mRNA in some time, so maybe it's time to put it on the list here and just see what it does. Right now, pre-market, there's nothing going on. There's no volume. Barely 260,000 shares traded here. We're down 3.1, but the daily has been nice. Daily has been really nice. So let's take a look on how it's been trading. Here's yesterday's action. Actually broke out pretty good. Yeah, it's been trading. mRNA has been trading actually very nice. Look at the day before. This would have been Wednesday. Also had a really nice day. Again, there's no indication that today's going to be a great day like that, but it has been trading much better the last 2 days. And you can see that also with the increase in volume reflecting on the intraday price action. So, Peter, what's going on here, and should we consider it for today's list?
It could be. mRNA released some very positive looking data about a cancer vaccine that said that they showed a 49% reduced recurrence rate of cancer, certain cancers, when taking this vaccine. So that's what spurred the move higher over the last couple of days. But late yesterday afternoon, there was an interview done with an interview done on CNBC with a Dr. Mani Foroohar of Leerink Partners, who said that the Moderna data is misleading. He didn't say, it's not wrong. It's just misleading in terms of what it's telling you, and that maybe the results aren't. They're not curing cancer as much as they might claim. So, I don't know. Like Moderna's a big company with a lot of drugs, both active and in trial. So to move an entire organization like this based on one drug is challenging but possible. I don't know, it might be possible, Carlos, but I have a low expectation that it's going to do something exciting, especially with the volume only at a quarter million or 260,000 shares so far this morning. It doesn't look like it's got enough people's attention that it's going to be popping around enough to make it more interesting than a semiconductor, for example.
Yeah. Um, all right, let's. We're talking in chat here about the prompts for ChatGPT. So they're saying that you got to make sure that you select the one that gives you more accurate answers, right? So it's a selection there that does that, and also you got to prompt to pretend that you're a math teacher. Says Catholic Yankee 7899. Pretend you're a math teacher and a math professor and solve this problem. Blah 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 blah. So yeah, I can see that. I'm gonna try that. I don't
See,
remember what I asked it, So
but that's the problem with the tools. If you say, well, it's the asker because you're asking the question wrong, then that defeats the purpose of a smart tool that's supposed to help me figure things out, right? Like now we're back to the same old problem where if I just put it into Google, I got to ask it in the exact way that Google wants to give me the results. This is no better. So it always makes me think, Carlos, there's this great video, if you've never seen it, of this a dad trying to teach his kids the importance of procedural accuracy. And he basically gives his kids the task of tell me how to make a peanut butter sandwich. And it's a great little video. I mean, massively frustrating for the kids or something. So, because the kids do something like, take a loaf of bread, and he takes the loaf of bread, put the bread on the plate. So he puts the entire loaf on the plate, and they're like, now put the peanut butter on top. And of course, he takes the jar of peanut butter and puts it on the loaf of bread, and they're like, no, so they go back and rewrite it, and they're like, open the jar of peanut butter, put the knife in, and of course, he puts the knife in backwards, and they're like, no, and they got to go. So he sends them back like 20 times to rewrite their instructions until he can finally actually make a peanut butter sandwich because he's purposely misinterpreting it. I feel that's what that's what AI tools are right now. Maybe it's not purposeful, but they're just misinterpreting what you said, and
yeah, it's a
and
good
you're like,
point.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Anyway.
I can see that. This is why the way you prompt things has, right? You can't just ask it and expect it to know what you mean in a certain way, right? But it's not there yet, I guess. Yeah, it's a great great way to put it.
In a different example, I was showing my wife this video because I said sometimes that's how we communicate as spouses, where a wife tells a husband, go into the grocery store and get me an avocado, and if there's bananas, get six. So he goes into the grocery store and grabs an avocado. He goes and looks at the bananas and goes back into the car and hands her a bag of six avocados. And she's like, "What? Why are there six avocados?" He said, "Well, they had bananas." And you're like, he
So
actually
if
did
and
exactly
then,
what she asked,
yeah.
but not what she intended.
He he
So,
he
yeah.
processed that as an Excel spreadsheet, if and then, and yeah, that's awesome. All right, friends, continue on this gap down list, my friend. We have again a couple of these don't look great. I'm gonna add mRNA today. I think the day looks good. I'm gonna add on my primary. It probably doesn't belong there, right? But I'm gonna put it there for now. I'm probably gonna end up taking that off as soon as I see anything else that looks better. But I'll put it there. Again, the last couple of days has been great. The intraday action has been great. Pre-market right now, we're not getting anything. But if I look at the pre-market actions before, they were pretty quiet, especially on Wednesday. Wednesday's pre-market action gave you nothing, and you had a beautiful breakout. So maybe pre-market action is not the thing for them. They like to do everything at the bell. So we'll see if that is the case today as well. We'll be on the lookout for that. Another one that's on the gappers list today is AVGO, which can trade very well. This morning they're down 2.31 million shares traded. And look at this pre-market action. That looks really nice there. And let me see here. Where's our daily? Our daily, for the most part, has been struggling, trying to hold some levels here. Failed a couple of times, lost this what we'll call this 335, and then now losing this 324, trying to hold here a couple of weeks back. Again, the last two trading days, and today is failing that. So that's interesting. I like the way that looks there. Peter, anything on AVGO that might be pushing it lower today?
Again, it just seems to be that sympathy move, all related to Intel. Broadcom really doesn't have any news. It's surprisingly quiet, actually, over the last couple of days. So yeah, I'm not seeing anything unique here.
Yeah. All right. Let's continue here into with you, Peter. Actually, let's go to you. What do you like as far as the gap down list? We kind of cover everything. A lot of stuff doesn't look great. Anything gapping down that might not be on this list?
Well, I mentioned Tesla earlier because of the big day it had yesterday. It's gapping down this morning. I think that's definitely in play, worth keeping an eye on. Another one that had a decent move yesterday was Microsoft. Harder to trade stock at times, but it had a good move up. I noticed it's gapping down this morning by about 0.25%. Might be worth watching. And Apple, which never seems to want to do what the market does. Apple's such a wacko. Like I still watch it because I'm fascinated by this stock. Like it just refuses to do what the rest of the market does. And even look at yesterday, like it just choppy. A good 5 minute chart yesterday will show you how it was so choppy at the open, and then it decided to make this half-hearted move higher, and then what a drop, right? And then like I don't know. How do you do anything with that? Like it's such an oddball. Where everything else is following the
Yeah.
market. Recently, Apple's just saying, you know what? I'm I'm dancing over here to my own beat. So it's like one of
Yeah.
those silent raves, right? It's got its headphones on a different channel than everyone else, and they don't care. So
I gotta go to one of those parties, the headphones parties, and
yeah,
they got like two different DJs or three DJs, and depending on
yeah,
what color your headphones have, it's
yeah.
interesting.
You pick whichever one you want, and
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
that's very
yeah.
interesting.
There was, as is pointed out, there was some news on Apple out of India. There was a court case out of Delhi that was blocking some access to financial records, and anyways, because they're facing about $38 billion in fines. That this is big news here, and that was not good news for Apple, that they were basically lifting the block that Apple's trying to put in place. So, anyways, well, we'll see. Who knows? I mean, Apple. I mean, 38 billion in fines. I don't care who you are. You're paying attention to that. But when you're a company like Apple, 38 billion in fines basically means you throw more lawyers at it. So, you could spend $1 billion in lawyers and consider it a win because you avoid all those fines, and still you're not worried about the fate of the company. So,
Yeah, yeah,
but anyways, it's a weird world.
it sure is. All right, friends. On my list right now, Intel, AMD, MRNA is what I have. And on the secondary, I got Apple, Redwire, which again looks great today. Typically doesn't trade very well, but today's pre-market action I do like a little bit here. And I got SMCI. So let's go to you guys, see what you guys like this morning. Starting in our chat room here, SOV. Yes, if you like silver, SOV is in play. So definitely take a look at that. Look at that go. Wow, that is that is awesome, guys. And it's just fun to see the reaction. The world is ending here. Oh, it's over. Fun is over. And it says, no, not yet, friends. Not yet.
Not yet.
Hold my beer, and it continues to
Yeah.
go here. All right. USAR. So USAR. It's another one. So rare minerals, earth minerals. Again, if you like this stuff, definitely watch it. I don't like the way the price action is and the way they trade. I watched them a couple of times, and I'm just not interested. But they are in play. So if you do like them, if it fits your trading style, by all means, put it on your list, because all of these AG, all this gold and silver, all this stuff is definitely in play. So if you like it, put it on there. Boyo, what is Boyo? Boyo's an ETF, right? Yeah, ETF. What is
It's
it
an
for?
ETF. Yeah.
Natural gas or something? Yeah. Oh, look, I got that right. Natural gas. All right, so that's Boyo. I typically don't trade ETFs, but I know many people that do. If you feel the sector's doing something today, put it on deck.
Yeah, well, and we were talking about the weather earlier, so this would be one
Yep.
of the news-related items where natural gas could get a boost because of increased utilization, of course, if everybody's trying to
Yeah.
keep from falling into a deep freeze. So, do you think we'll get one of those? What did they call them? The hypercells, solar? No, the day after tomorrow. Always one of my favorite movies. I thought it was underrated, but that's an old sort of sci-fi movie with a very young Jake Gyllenhaal and I can't
Yes,
remember who
that's where
the
they go to the library in New York, and right, and like they're
in the light.
huddling
Yeah,
in,
New York
burning the
City.
books. That's wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's burning the book. Dennis Quaid, thank you. Dennis
Yeah.
Quaid was the lead in that, and he makes this move. He goes from Washington to save his son, and the whole thing. And anyways, so what did they call the big storms? They were supposed to be these polar vortex superstorm things. They had a specific
Something,
name for
yeah,
them.
something weird.
It
It's
was
just
sucking all the cold
see
air down
everything
from outer
freezing
space and
in real time.
flash
So,
freezing. Totally, scientifically impossible thing, but who cares?
yeah,
It's a movie. I'm supposed to
it's a
have.
movie. It's
Yeah,
fun. It's
yeah,
fun.
yeah. I think
Eye
it was
of the
just a
Hurricane.
supercell, is what it's called.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like the Eye of the Hurricane. Yeah, Harvey got it. Some madness like that. Oh yeah. So this could be going up. I know my bill's going up. My bill for January was insane. It's like $700. 700
What?
800. It was something. Yeah, something
What?
crazy.
Wait. What do you heat your house with?
Gas. We got
Like
gas.
natural gas?
Yeah, what gas? The gas that comes from the gas. Gas comes
I, I
from
live I live
the line.
I live in Canada, man. I heat my house with natural gas all the time, and my bill's
Yeah.
never over like 150
It's
bucks.
like
What
eight
the hell?
hundred, man. 800.
What?
Now,
Are you,
and
you
that's
keeping the windows
electricity.
open?
That's electricity. That's everything combined. Uh,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
still it's high, and I'm not the only one complaining. It's a lot of people. And you guys got Ring? Have you guys got Ring? Ring is like they got this neighborhood app where people put what's happening, and I swear to whatever you want to swear to, these people think that we live in a war zone. Every little pop, is that a gunshot? Is that a gunshot? I'm like, no, like every little thing, is that a gunshot? Firecracker, like, stop it, guys. It's unbelievable. Somebody starts their car and it pops. Is that a gunshot? I'm like, what do we live in? I'm not gonna say no country name, but it's like, relax. It's not the case. But yeah, everybody's complaining. Like on that neighborhood app, everybody was saying the delivery charge was insane this month. It was something crazy. So it's been extremely expensive. But yeah, so
Wow.
Boyle, if that's your thing, there
Crazy.
it is. It's going up, and
Wow.
there it is. All right, what else, friends? Over in chat, what else you guys going on? Let me see. No, nothing else. Everybody liked that movie. Okay, so everybody saw that movie. That's a very good movie. I liked it.
I always enjoyed it. Anyways.
Yeah, and okay, so nothing else in chat. How about over on our YouTube channel, Oracle? I see Oracle. Let's start there. Oracle this morning. I know they went through a stretch where they were very tradable, and then they kind of just fell off at least our radar here. But today, oh yeah, down 2%. Looks like something might have been taking place here. Down 2%, 174,000 shares traded. And lately they've just been dropping. Man, this stock, look how quickly it came down from like 300, 350 here almost, and it just dropped down to 174. So they're dropping now again. Peter, I'm not sure if there's anything breaking out. Seems news related, right? The way the drop happened here in the last couple of minutes. Do we have
There
anything going on with them?
was there was news last night after the close that Oracle is going to take a 15% stake in the new TikTok US joint venture. After both the US and China have apparently formally approved the spinoff of the app in the US. The White House confirmed that, so I guess that's what prompted this. I mean, we've known this for a while. There's nothing new. Oracle's the lead company behind it, and they're taking a stake in it. I'm not sure why that would cause a sell-off. That sounds like good news if that opens a new revenue stream for them, but maybe it'll put it back in play. It was fun while it was in play. It was moving well for a while there, but like you said, just look at the chart over. It's sort of become less fun once the volume dropped. But back in mid-December, there was some. It was more fun.
Yeah. People are making fun of the ring stuff. It is a little too much. The ring, the community alerts that are happening there. I gotta tell you, Peter, people lose their cats and dogs all the time. Like, friends, if you have a pet,
Okay.
strap your pet up. Like, protect your pets. But always, oh, I lost my pet, lost this. Like, especially the cats. The cats just don't care. They just leave. Like, if they don't like you, they just leave. Like, I don't think you lost them. I think they just left. Cats do their own thing. They're not into
They
that,
they
hanging out with you type thing.
They do say cats are the one animal that was self-domesticated. Like
They don't
they
need you.
chose
Yeah.
generally and they still have that independence, don't they? Yeah, they could often they give the impression they could care less if you live or die.
Yeah.
And,
They cats do not need you, my friend. So do not put
yeah.
your cat on ring if it left. Please.
It's a funny thing where they're I had a cat when I was a kid, so I understand my cat was awesome, and so cats can be great, but it is a general thing. If you were to die in your house, your dog would defend your body. If you died in your house, your cat would eat your body. So
Yeah.
there you
Simple
go.
as that. Oh boy, oh boy. All right, friends, I'm ready. Intel, AMD, MRNA. I think I'm set here. SMCI I do have on here. I might move that up as well. I don't have Tesla. I will add Tesla. It was so horrible to me yesterday, but I will add it today. And that's my list right now. I don't think I see anything else that I love. And Oracle, probably a good possible. I don't know, to be honest, but it is moving right now. So, I just messed that up. Hold on.
Hey, maybe
Uh,
we should do, you made me
yeah,
think we should do a random PSA here for cat owners. If you're a cat owner, by the way,
yeah.
apparently there have been recent studies that have learned most household cats are chronically dehydrated because they don't get enough water. Because we have a tendency to put water bowls right beside the food bowls. And cats are genetically programmed to not drink where they eat because typically if you're eating something that's dead that could contaminate your water source, so you don't drink near where you eat. So you actually need to separate their water bowl from their food or they just won't drink it. So people
Hmm.
think that cats don't need a lot of water. They actually apparently need a lot more water than you think, and they don't like stagnant water. Yes, they need fresh water. So, anyways,
Mm.
and there's probably a reason why cats, some can drink from the toilet and stuff because they're thirsty, man, and they don't want to go. They'd rather do that than drink from a water bowl right near their food. So, there you go. Look that
Ah,
up if you don't believe me. But
look at that.
interesting,
If you're not doing that
interesting.
right, your cat is leaving you. It's not,
There you go. Maybe, yeah, maybe that's why the cat's leaving. It's
I'm
going to the
out.
bar to get a drink.
Yeah, I'm out of
Thirsty.
here. All right. All right, friends. Head over to bearwithtraders.com. We will not leave you no matter what you do. So you can go over to bearwithtraders.com and click on webinars and see what's happening for this beautiful, a cold, storm expecting snowy, whatever is
Yeah.
happening this weekend or Friday on our community.
Yeah, so buckle down for the storm, everybody. Take advantage. Let's focus on the markets today. It is Friday. Normally, we'd have the only thing we normally have on Friday is the bootcamp prep meeting. Mike has had a horrible, horrible travel week. Poor guy has just been struggling a lot. So we are not having the bootcamp prep meeting. I'm not even sure if he had the opportunity to send out a note. There's just a lot of travel and personal turmoil and stuff going on with the guy. So send him some love, but don't send him a note wondering where the session's happening. Not happening today. Okay, so no boot camp prep meeting happening today that I'm aware of, unless Mike's here and he's going to make that happen. But as far as I know, it's not occurring today. So we got a light day here on this Friday. And Carlos, I mean, it still doesn't quite feel like a Friday. It feels like this week has been too short, but that's probably because
Yeah.
it hasn't been a full week. So
Yeah, that's right. I forgot we were off Monday. Yeah, you're
yeah,
right.
it's
It went
so
quick.
here we are, already on a Friday. But whatever you choose to do, on your weekend, I've got a great weekend coming up. By the way, I got a few things planned. We got some friends coming over tonight. It's always busy around here. Well, not always, but usually, and I like that. So we'll see. And yeah, but we're gonna all stay warm and huddle around the
You're gonna
fireplace.
reenact the movie?
You
Reenact
know what?
uh
The funny, I love this stuff. It just it amuses me, but it really nothing changes in my life, right? Like it's cold. All right, it's a little colder. Whatever.
Yeah.
It gets like
Yeah.
that sometimes here. It just means that the skating is better on the canal. So
That's it.
for us
That's
also
it.
that means world's longest skating rink right here in my town. So I get to go do that. But if you're looking for something to do, why not join a community of traders? That would be bearbulltraders.com. Go there. You can pick the package that's right for you, whether you want to join using the intro offer or one of the monthly packages or even the elite annual. One way or the other, you can get access to a great community and you can trade with like-minded individuals. Kyle, thanks for the picture of a Senator player. Last night was not so glorious. I did watch that game too. They played Nashville. They were up 3-0 and blew it. Lost the game. Hate it when that happens. They say that in hockey, a 3-0 lead is the worst lead in hockey. It's amazing how many times teams lose it when they get up 3-0. But anyways. All right.
Interesting.
So
interesting. All right, friends. So we are ready to go here. 4 minutes to the market open. We're going to do some quick levels here, and then we'll get ready to for the bell.
wow,
AMD.
Time flies.
Yeah.
Time flies.
You're having fun.
Ranting about random things.
262.49 is the high of the pre-market on AMD, and over here to the left, you do have your it's all-time high. No, I think it was higher. 266.93. We'll call it. Yes, that is your all-time highs there for AM. Is it? Yes. No, I think so. Yeah, it is. It is. That is your all-time high. So nothing above that. Towards the bottom, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days, previous day close and everything here. Slamming into the low of the pre-market, which is just slightly below that, 252.02. Once you do that, you're all set on AMD. I am watching Intel as well today. Gap down based on their earnings last night. 48.17 is the high. The low is sitting at 46.51. And once you do that, you're set as far as towards the top side too. You got highs and lows for the last 2 trading days, doing an amazing job there. Towards the bottom, let's get a few levels just in case. 45.31 looks great. And then down here, we got another big level around 43. That's a little bit higher actually. Around 43.85 is the level here for Intel. Head over to MRNA. This one also moving. Pre-market is very quiet. We saw that in the last couple of days, but their intraday has been great. 49.83 is the low of the pre-market there. The high is sitting over at 50.93. Once you do that, you're set to the top. To the bottom, let's see if we go to the left. Do we have anything around here? Yeah, we do. Right over here, beginning of the year, end of 2 years ago, I think, if I'm looking at, right? 2024, yeah. 47.56 is there, and you also have 45.26 towards the bottom there in case we do drop lower. Yesterday was Wednesday was a big day, so we ran right through all these levels and set a new area here to hang out at. Let's see if it's going to stick around there long enough for us to take advantage of it. Tesla eventually did break out. It was horrible at the beginning, but did give us a nice breakout later in the day. 51.68 is the high of the pre-market. The low is just set a few minutes ago at 46.09. And once you do that, towards the bottom, guys, plenty of stuff here. Tons of levels as far as support. You do not need to add anything else. Towards the top, but we will have an area at 453.98. And then right up here, the big level is this one. Look how many touches you have right on here. 457.76 for Tesla. So those are my 4 tickers for today. Peter, what is our team watching as we get ready for this market open?
Yes, indeed. They're starting to get their list in. I've got this crazy big list of IPOs and SPACs today, so we'll see what actually opens. I am going to watch the usuals, Intel and MRNA. Brian, who'll be trading live, is watching Tesla, AMD, NVDA, and Intel. So back to the basics after some craziness yesterday. Oh my God, we're in the last minute here before the open. So I'll leave it there. Let's get going, guys. The market's about to go. I got to switch my platform. So much fun.
Take care, friends. Have a happy Friday. Happy trading. We'll see you guys a little bit later. All right. We'll continue here on YouTube and X. Bell in 35 seconds here. We'll get our systems and everything ready to go. Our 1 minute. Our 5 minute. Dun, dun, dun. All right. All right, we're ready. All right, let's do this. Let's see. 10 seconds. Intel dropping before the bell. Doing some stuff. There it is.
And the bell. Let's go.
AMD. Oh, wow. AMD. Oh, look at that.
There's Tesla jumping this morning.
AMD doing some stuff. Let's see what Oracle's doing. Anything? No. MRNA's been hot lately, but all right. AMD, Intel, and AMD is just look at it go. Beautiful thing.
Wow. That's a big move too. That's like $5.
Yeah,
Wow.
look at it
That's a
go.
bigger move than Tesla. Wow, look at Tesla all the way back down.
Okay.
What is happening?
AMD 266.93. Yeah, it went right to it. Went right to it. Let's see if it's gonna break it. But right to that area.
Looks like
Wow.
looks like
Through the
Brian is
penny. Look at the rejection.
going long Nvidia. Oh my goodness, Nvidia is just going like gangbusters.
Oh, Intel. Got a 1 minute engulfing here on Intel. Could be interesting. I like it. I'm gonna go short. I'm gonna go short Intel on the 1 minute engulfing here. Let's see if we could break. Intel doesn't move a whole lot, so we can give it to like 47.20 maybe. Yes. We'll see.
Oh, there. Oh,
What
Carlos, I was
happened?
just
What did
about
you
to go
do?
short. I was about to go short Tesla, and then it just dropped the
Uh,
$2 that I was looking for right before I got
oh
in. So
man.
once again, I'm too slow. Too slow. I have that problem in the
Yeah.
morning.
I was a little slow with this one too, man. I had the opportunity to get
But
in here, which I love that break there, and I was a little slow on this one.
that's
Let's
what
see if we get the
happens to me. I
break.
get gun shy. Because remember
Yeah.
yesterday, I jumped in right away in NVIDIA, and it didn't work. So,
Mm-hmm.
or sorry, on Tesla, and it didn't work. So today I was like, let me make sure. And by the
Yeah.
time
You
you
want to
make
you want to
sure,
wait
the
for that
problem
extra
is
confirmation.
right. And then the move, but then
Yeah.
the move happens,
Yeah.
and you're
Yeah.
left standing on the sidelines. So,
Yep. I get that. All right, 1 minute engulfing. I like the selling pressure we got here on this 1 minute. I like the engulfing pattern off the VWAP, so this looks good to me. Let's see if we could break the low of the day plus this level we got here. And what's the next level I see? If I don't have a level after this. Hold on. What's the next level? If we break this 46.48, which is what is this? Low of the pre-market. Yeah, low of the pre-market. Next level is 9 to 45.31. I don't think we'll get there, so I don't think we'll get there very easily. That's a daily level. Oh, okay. Here we go.
oh, damn.
Let's get a partial here if we can. Level 2 looks great. Looks like we might drop to 46.25. We're ready for it. There it is. Okay, partial
Brian,
here.
Brian was describing what Nvidia's doing, and he said
Hmm?
something just stomped on its face. I'm like, whoa, that's a harsh analogy. It's like my wife. My wife always had this expression when she got really angry, and she's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"I want to, I want to stab them in the eye," and I'm like, somehow that feels just extra
Feels
personal and
that's
violent to
personal.
me. Like stabbing somebody is something, but
Yeah,
stabbing them in the eye, that's
yeah.
really angry.
That is.
It's just
That's
it's
personal.
like too much, too much. Yeah, that's personal.
Good
Anyways,
morning, Beth. Beth just getting in the house. You glad that you made it? Good morning. Good morning.
uh,
Yeah, stabbing like, and not to get too dark here, but you have these serial killers or murders that happen, and the person got stabbed like 21 times. Like, okay, that's that's really personal, revengey, dark
yeah,
type situation, right? So
yeah.
there's more to unpack when you do something like that. They were dead at like stab number 5, but you just kept going 15 more times. Something's wrong mentally. All right, let's see here.
So I've got some an admission to make. I got something to show you later once we get out of the open here.
All right.
Well, oh, look at Nvidia drop back below VWAP. Let's see. Oh,
I am not out. No, I am still in Intel short. So I took a partial here. I'm waiting for another drop. The next level I have, as I mentioned, is pretty far out. It's this one here. I'll show you on the 5 minute, which is easier to see. It's 45.31. That's a daily level. I don't think we'll get there though. We're already down 14%. If anything, we might this doesn't go down quickly. We might start seeing a reversal. So I got to be careful. I might take another partial if we take too long to make a new low here. So we're under the 46.48, which was the low of the pre-market. See, we're just struggling. I don't like it. I don't like it. Let's get the drop. Level 2 looks great though. Level 2 looks awesome. Like it wants to go lower.
It's
So that's good.
$2 range. That's too big. Can't imagine
And
taking a
which one?
$2.
Tesla?
I'm looking at AMD now for a
Oh,
stop, but I just put where I think my stop should be, and I realized that's $2 away from the current price. I can't take a $2 stop on
but yeah,
AMD.
you
That feels
could
like
reduce your
crazy.
price. Reduce your shares. That's
Well,
what I
no,
do with,
well, it
with
does
Tesla.
automatically, right? When I take the
Ah, okay,
shares,
yeah,
that's what
you do got
happens.
that,
But
yeah. Hmm.
it just feels too big.
Feels
And
wrong. Feels wrong.
now look at this. Now I've missed the entry. Damn it!
Yeah. You
Oh,
know,
I did it
that was a
again.
big problem for me, man. Taking a $2 stop, it's like I'm not doing that. It just seems like a lot, like I'm gonna lose a lot of money. But you just manage the risk, obviously. But yeah, I get it. I've been there.
Well, but a $2 stop on Tesla, I get, but on AMD, like I'm used to. I think in my brain, I'm still
Yeah,
used to AMD being a $17 stock, where I used
that's
to be able to take
changed.
5-cent stops on it.
Yeah,
Obviously, that's not what it is now.
it's definitely changed. All right, Intel coming up against me here on my break even, so I'm gonna bail if we don't drop down. Yeah, it looks like it wants to reverse, man. So I'm going to jump out of this. Let's see if the VUP is gonna do something. We got a partial. We didn't get a nice run on it at all. Uh, see if the VUP can reject. This will be a great place to add if I liked it, but I don't know if I like it because it's struggling too much to break down here. Um,
Mm.
so I don't know. Finding my purpose. Welcome to the Lambos and Garbage Truck family, my friend. Good to have you. Welcome to the team.
Finding
Enjoy
my
the
purpose.
videos. Yeah, I like that name.
It's a very
Yeah,
direct name there. Okay.
yeah.
Look at
Uh,
AMD. Darn it! I should have taken the short. It was right there. I'm gonna write this down. How I missed. I
is the
missed
VWAP
trade list.
VWAP going to be resistance or not? If anything, looks like an engulfing on the 5 minute. Don't like that. Level 2 is looking very bullish. I'm gonna bail on it. Level 2 is looking very bullish on this thing. Might actually break out. Could actually be a good VWAP breakout and start closing this gap. I like the 5 minute engulfing here that we're seeing. I don't like this selling pressure, but this looks nice. See what it does above the VWAP. And so how's your AMD? Oh, AMD.
Yeah, I know. I should have taken
Oh
it. I was
man,
looking for the
yeah,
short at VWAP, Carlos. That's $5 ago. Well, $4 ago now.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That would have been good,
Oh
man.
well.
I like the way the higher time frame looks. Well, the 5 minute time frame looks here too. Look at this beautiful engulfing
Yep.
as well, and you got
Yep.
this
Exactly.
beautiful selling pressure too. Yeah, that's good. That's a good one. That is a good one. All right, Intel heading the other way. I do like the breakout here. Let's see if it gives a VWAP breakout. In the meantime, let's see what's happening with Apple and some of our secondary stuff. Oh, SMCI dropped down pretty nice. Oracle not doing anything right now. Um,
I forgot to watch Oracle.
uh,
MRNA did get a drop here at the open.
yep. Where's NVIDIA? I didn't have him. Oh, look, I didn't have NVIDIA on my list today.
Yeah,
Let's take a look what
NVIDIA
it's doing.
popped up really aggressively right at the open and then sold off.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see here. Intel, yeah, I don't think Intel's breaking out. It's kind of failing this VWAP breakout here, so we'll come back to that. Tesla looks like yesterday. I'm not touching it. Looks messy. We'll leave it alone. And man, look at Apple go here. Nice drop. SMCI. No, I think this was so far a better start than yesterday because you got a lot of stuff that actually ran pretty nice. Like an AMD was good. Intel's go. Okay, see now this looks nice on Intel. Oh man, I pulled away from it too fast.
Are you looking to go long now? Is that
Yeah, no, I was. Yeah, I'm looking
really?
to go long, but
Okay.
I missed my
Oh.
entry by like 30 cents here. I don't know, man. It was not looking good here, but it recovered pretty good. 47.13 would have been an awesome entry. And you also got like an engulfing on the 5 minute, which is nice as well. So let's see. Let's see if it pulls back and if it holds the VWAP, I will go long. See if it pulls back and holds the VWAP. I know once this thing loses volume, it can be very difficult to trade. So right now, still got decent volume though. There it is. That's the pullback, 47.13. Let's see if it's gonna hold.
Uh,
See if
I
it's
don't.
gonna hold.
I don't. Yeah, I'm a little gun shy after yesterday,
Yeah, yesterday was
and
brutal yesterday.
I've got some pretty specific reasons for that. We'll talk about that in a second.
It is. Here it is. Okay, there it is. Let's see if it's gonna. Okay, yeah. All right, so long Intel. Long Intel on this break here. Stop loss 46.90. So give it a little bit of room, but I want to be below these wicks here, below the VWAP in these wicks in case it does come down. Hopefully that acts as support. So let's see if it's going to hold here. First target is that high of the day. But I'm sure I'll take a part shot for like 47.75 or something if we get up there. But we'll love to aim for the high of the day or this 48.16. Let's see if it can do it on Intel. Gotta hold the VWAP. Level 2. How do we look? Andrew's traveling today. I saw he sent a picture from the plane.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Oh,
he did. He did.
I didn't know he was already. Well,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
escaping
He's
just in time.
I think he arrived
I
in
had
Spain. Not sure where in Spain, but I know he arrived in Spain.
really. I have
Um,
some friends that are going to Aruba a week ahead of me. They're supposed to leave this weekend, and they say their flight
yeah.
got delayed
Look at this
because of
garbage.
the cold. And I said, I've never heard of flights getting delayed because of cold before.
I'm out. I'm out
Yeah.
of Intel. Um, yeah. I never heard of that. But again, if you're negative 51 in Minnesota, I could see that happening.
I guess, yeah.
All right, I'm out of Intel, guys. All right, let's see here. Yeah, I could see it. Yeah, I could see that being a problem if it's too cold. It's got to be freezing when the planes are flying anyway. So, right, it's
Yeah.
got to be freezing up there. So I think it's just maybe the landing and then and all that stuff might not be great. Who knows?
I gotta assume that, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe they got delayed because of the landing in Toronto. Like Ottawa's usually, we're used to it. We do this weather all
Yeah,
the time. It's not a surprise. You just de-ice the plane. They got procedures for that. You go into the
yeah,
big
yeah,
foam bath. If you've never been to a plane de-icing, that's usually a regular occurrence. I used to do that every week, multiple times a week. Well, look at
yeah, yeah.
AMD bounce back above VWAP here. Interesting.
Yes, yes, yes. AMD at VWAP. Um, Tesla. Man, Tesla looks like it wants to break out, but do we trust this garbage like it did yesterday? I like the 5 minutes on it. I like the way it's setting up here. Here's the VWAP breakout, and we shouldn't be thinking about yesterday. Just think about today, right in the
Yep.
setup. Let's see. Here's the breakout.
reminds me.
Volume in NVIDIA is so great, man. It's constantly getting good volume. NVIDIA also trying to break out here. When the first time failed, so it's trying to do it again. Apple, sideways, red wire, big drop. I don't know why I put this on my list. This normally trades like garbage, and it is doing that today. SMCI, nothing right now. Oracle at the VWAP as well. NVIDIA. Tesla failed the breakout, so nothing to see there right now. NVIDIA is trying to break out. It looks good, guys. I like NVIDIA. I'm going to stick around and see if it does the VR breakout for us. Friends, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. We appreciate it. It does help out the channel a ton. So definitely hit that. I'm doing the same right now. There it goes. Got my thumbs up as well. So please help us out there.
Oh, yeah. I got to... Whoops. I think I need to do that. No, I already did it. I already did it. I'm on it.
I did not. I just did. 220, 231 likes so far. So thank you, friends, for that. We'd love to be at 400. That's our goal. 400 is usually the goal for us. NVIDIA fails the VR breakout. All right, I see the pattern here, guys. Not looking good. Not looking good this morning for breakouts. AMD did the breakout here. So you got a couple of breakout candles. Here's the pullback on these two candles. This could be it. And you're right, Peter. This does need a wider stop than it used to be. Yeah. 262. And MRNA,
wow,
AMD,
Tesla's stuck in a range today. So far, anyways.
Going the other way. Yeah, Tesla's no good. No, I did not change the UP setting. Still the same. I haven't changed it. If your VWAP is different, it could be because it includes or does not include pre-market, right? That's probably the only thing that makes a big difference. In some cases, sometimes they're really, really close. And stuff that gets a lot of volume is really close. No, don't do this, market. Don't do this sideways crap, man. I'm seeing it already. I'm just seeing it.
Don't do this again.
No, don't do this. Look at Tesla, right? Boom, boom, boom. You start look at NVIDIA. Come on, don't do this to us. Move. AMD looks the best as far as movement, unless it's gonna fold into the will of the chop, right? Like if it breaks here, great, but if it doesn't, then it's going to fold into the chop situation. Apple just keeps selling off. Broke the low here of the day. It's going down again.
Apple doing its own thing again.
Yeah. Red wire is just garbage.
I said I'm going to wait for my perfect setups today. That's what I'm doing because yesterday, woof.
Yeah. Woof. Yeah.
I've got to blame you, man. Well, no, you didn't see because I don't think you joined at the close, but Carlos, if you remember at the morning, I'll show you this, guys, really quickly. But just as a warning to others, I was convinced Tesla, once it hit a high, it was going to go short. So yesterday I had that one little trade at the open. That's this little one. Remember, it lasted 7 seconds, and I was happy that I stayed out of trouble. Look what happened between about 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. Look at all those trades.
Yeah.
That's
Is that
crazy.
short or
Just look at
long?
that.
You're going short?
All long, all shorts,
Short.
all
Oh,
shorts,
yeah, it's
and
tough.
on clearly on a stock that was going up.
Yeah.
Now, oddly, I didn't even hit my max loss because my risk management is very tight.
Yeah, I can
But
see in some cases
it
you're
was
getting out
definitely a
like
big
a
red day yesterday.
just at break even, right? Like your green candle is
Yeah,
right below it. Okay. Yeah.
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 And I should not have been taking these trades. I should not. But it's just a good example of when you get your head stuck in a bad place. I had one loss to start it, and then it just cascaded from there. And there's no reason for it. Every once in a while, this happens to me. And it doesn't matter how long you've been trading, you have to be constantly vigilant about managing your psychology and staying on top of things. And, I went from being my chronic under trader to doing this crap, and it's ridiculous. Revenge trading, exactly what it was. And I know it
Yeah.
now, but at the moment I seem to be powerless to have stopped it. I mean, this is 22 trades I took yesterday. 22.
That's a lot.
Trust
That's a
me, I
lot.
I
It
spent a
doesn't look
lot
like
of time
22.
journaling last night. Well,
Yeah.
there's 22 trades in there. So that shows you how crazy it is. Yeah, it was nuts.
That's
So
a
lesson to
lot.
others,
Yeah.
right? Always
Yeah.
stay vigilant. Take it easy.
Yes.
And I don't care how long you've been doing this, how good you are, anybody can slip.
Oh yeah. Oh
You can
yeah.
have
Yeah.
bad days.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
anyways.
All right, let's see. I'm long AMD. So great question. Someone asked me why do I wait for the pullback? Usually for this reason, because usually after you get a couple of green candles and you get the breakthrough, you tend to come back and retest the VWAP and then go and break this level. Again, you tend to do that. Does not happen all the time. Sometimes it just goes, and guess what? We miss it, and we just don't join that trade. But my strategy is I'm looking just for what I'm seeing right now on AMD. Right, the breakthrough, the pullback. Sometimes it's one candle, sometimes it's a couple of candles. Like here's a couple of candles on the breakthrough, a couple of candles on the pullback, and then a couple of candles for the actual breakout here. Right, so let's see if we can get something going. Our stop is right below these wicks over here. So you see these two guys right below that. So below the VWAP, and if I could find an area that makes sense where the buyers are showing up, so here. That's where my stop is going to be. Then this way, in case it does come here, I hope that these buyers can show back up and push hold the price up, right? That's the reasoning for it. So let's see. Let's see if we can get 266.93. AMD is the cleanest thing I see right now. I mean, it's a lot of garbage at the moment. Wow, Intel, you piece of garbage. Come on.
Carlos is incensed.
Just you can't make this stuff up. Look at this thing. It happens.
You piece of garbage.
It happens.
Man.
Look at Tesla's going too now. Tesla's breaking out here.
Now Tesla's going up.
Yeah. So here's an example where you get the breakout and you barely get a pullback, right? So you get this one pullback, which I taken trades like that before, not many. But here's one where it just really keeps going. You don't get the nice pullback and then confirmation. Although I taken trades where you see this as well. So yeah, yep. Oh man, that is something else. Intel. VWAP, false breakout here on the VWAP and then it just collapses. And look how beautiful that looks. All right, let's see if AMD is going to hold here. Or let's go do some sideways stuff on us as well. They did. They did. And I did take it a short first for the strategy here. But regardless of how they whether they pooped the bed or not on their earnings, I'm still trading, my strategy, right? So if I see something that looks long, whether they did bad or not on their announcement, it doesn't really matter, right? I'm gonna trade the strategy. We've seen stocks gap down like they do, like they're down 15% and be long the entire morning, and we've seen the opposite, right? Where they continue.
Absolutely.
So you just never know. Oh, AMD's gonna stop me out.
Microsoft's moving higher today.
Let's see if these guys show up here. Let's see if these guys show up. That's the reason why we put our stop there. Let's see if they...
Feels like the type of thing that was happening to me yesterday afternoon.
It starts. Yes, a couple of tickers that look like this, man. Just horrible. Let's see if the buyers show
You know,
up
and
here.
and things happen, and it's no like sometimes we like to think things aren't related. And
Yeah,
I think yesterday I had that breakdown partly because I had such a good day the day before. I sort of felt myself, a little bit invulnerable, and then I realized my vulnerability. I needed to be reminded of it. But then when I was
yeah,
making
yeah.
dinner last night, Carlos, like I was making dinner, I cut my finger open, and
Hmm.
and I was like bleeding
And you
all over
realize
dinner, and I'm like,
you're not a robot. No, go
well,
ahead,
but
go
I'm
ahead.
just thinking. I honestly think that I was frustrated and a little angry, and I was being incautious in chopping things,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
cut my finger. And I'm like, this stuff is related, even if you don't think it. It's no accident.
yeah,
When you have a bad day, like it seems like everything bad happens to you when you're having a bad day. Well, often it is a related cascade of events because you're in a bad mood, you're a little less cautious or less attentive, and it causes another problem. And like
yeah,
I
yeah,
think trading is a great. It's amazing how it brings all this stuff to the forefront, and it can magnify these things in trading
yeah,
activity, which you'd think shouldn't be related to anything. But I'm telling you, if
yeah.
you fought with your spouse or dog or kids or
Oh,
something in the
it
morning,
does. It
be
does
careful
affect you.
trading. You're
Yeah.
gonna trade angry. I promise
Oh,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Right?
It does affect you.
Unless
Everything
you're
goes wrong
really,
when you're pissed and things are not going right. So that's when the peanut butter,
yeah.
the bread falls on the side of the peanut butter. It never falls on the other side, right? Falls on
That's
the. So
there
that's when things go
you
south.
go. But yeah.
All right. I am
So,
out of
but think of that.
AMD.
Like, even if you're in a really good mood, if
Mm-hmm.
things are going really well and you're in a really good mood, then you have to be careful that maybe you're trading too loose, right? And you're not
Yes.
focused
Oh,
enough on managing the
absolutely.
risk. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It goes both ways.
anyways, it's just
Mm-hmm.
one of these things that the more aware of yourself, your emotions, and your state you can be, the better the more it's going to help your trading at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
really what we're focused on overall. So it's just, it's just stunning to me that even after all these years and teaching this stuff every day, Carlos, I can run into it personally where I realized I had a
Yeah.
moment of inattention, and
Yep.
it
Yep.
only lasted 2 hours. If you look, 21 of my 22 trades, well, 20 of the 22 trades happened within a 2 hour span. But over the course of the 2 hours, I lost myself. I forgot what I
Yeah.
was supposed to be doing. I failed to do it properly, and I paid the price.
Yeah.
And
Happens, man.
it's just it's amazing.
It.
So,
It. It. it
fortunately, no big financial damage. What I am very good at, what I was good at schooling myself at early, was absolute discipline on my risk per trade. So, such that despite all these, I was managing my risk very tightly, and I was able to stop my trade. So I said I didn't even hit my max loss for the day, despite all that, which is
yeah. Yeah.
ridiculous. But
That's crazy.
so that'll
That's crazy
so
risk
that's a good
management
news,
on
right?
22
I can take
trades,
my
right?
Yeah, I can take some
So,
pride out of that was good, but still, it's not a. It just, even need these reminders. And I was watching Andrew yesterday morning, and Andrew had a bad day, and things just weren't working. And I don't know. I guess I let it all get in my head.
yeah. 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 It happens. It happens. All right, friends. Not having a great start to the day so far for me. We are
It's been a rough
out.
week, for you, Carlos.
Rough 2 last days. Before
Okay.
that, we had some really good trades, but the 2 last days feels like 2 rough weeks. 'Cause
That can
it's so
happen too.
funny.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my
time dilation,
goodness.
right?
Yeah, it's like feels like forever. Okay, probably gonna get back into AMD here, friends. Okay, I'm back long on AMD.
Oh
Let's
my
see if we
God,
can
he's
get the
doing it again.
breakout. I'm doing it again. Another one.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
okay.
See, I think I'm feeling too good. I'm going into this weekend. I think I gotta, like you said, Peter, it could go both ways. You start trading a little too loose. I think I'm trading a little too loose. But I like it
Uh.
here. Let's see what happens.
Carlos is he's in a good
Oh,
mood. Look out.
I'm in a good
Look
mood. This
out,
is not
world.
good.
Carlos is in a
This
good
is
mood.
not good. Oh
Hey,
man.
you didn't run out to take the garbage out yesterday. Did you? Did
I
that
took it
happen?
out before I walked into the into the
Really?
office. Yeah, I took it out
I
before I
I
walked into
only
the
I,
office.
I was thinking about you this morning because my
Yeah,
garbage
yeah.
day is Friday mornings, so I got to take it up Friday
Oh,
morning.
okay,
So
okay.
I always do that first thing, early in the
Yeah.
morning. But I was thinking, hey, yeah, you didn't say, oh no,
No,
I
no, no.
gotta
I
I
took it
gotta go
out
for a second.
before coming in here. I took it out, and
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, let me take care of this now. It's usually when I come in here and then I start saying, hey, "Happy Thursday." I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot to take it out. Let's go. But I but I remember it was Thursday.
Okay, that's good.
Oh man. Let's see here. Let's see if this is gonna. No, I'm looking at the charts. I feel this is going to break. It looks good, but again, could be wrong. Let's see. We might just be stuck in chop. I know I don't gotta go for coffee. I got my coffee right here, so I don't need a coffee break. Um, but I will stop trading if we hit our max loss for sure. That we will do. Because like I said, you could be, and this is again, keep in mind, you could be a mediocre trader. You don't gotta be a great trader, but you have to have excellent, incredible,
Oh my
dynamic,
God.
whatever you want to call it, masterful risk management. That's it. You just gotta manage your risk.
Yep.
You don't gotta be great. You don't gotta be Superman. You don't gotta be a hero. But if you can manage your risk like one, you'll be fine. You will be fine, right? Out of 100 trades, I'm gonna lose 40. That's it. Think about that. You're gonna lose 40 trades out of 100. And there's no way around that. So, at least for my win rate, right? And the only reason is a little bit higher, sometimes even lower, is because I get stop out of break even a lot. So those count as wins, although they're very small, or I just at break even, they'll count as the win column, although they're not giving you a lot of profits, right? So, just gotta manage your risk, man. You manage your risk, you can survive the game. So that's what it comes down
Yeah.
to.
You bet. I learned that yesterday.
Yeah, it's a great example. Oh. All right, let's see. Let's see. Look at Intel.
Microsoft is just having a big runner of a day here today. It's
And
started going right
Tesla
off the
too,
open.
man. Look at Tesla
Tesla,
go.
yeah, Tesla. Tesla,
NVIDIA
a little
struggling.
choppy to start, but now it's
Yeah.
moving. Yeah,
Um.
but AMD, come on, buddy.
Yeah. See if AMD could do something here, but it's just stuck right at the VWAP, not doing anything. Um. And Apple did. No, actually no. Kind of did a VWAP breakout, but this pullback is too deep, so not quite. Red wires, garbage. SMCI is doing a breakout here, but I'm not gonna take that one. I think AMD will test the high of the day. Let's see if it does. MU, guys trading MU? Ah, look at MU. Why is everything going but my stock? MU is going, Tesla's going, and AMD is just here like
That
can't say
is
that word
always
online, but
feels
you
that
guys
way,
know what.
right?
Yeah. Like I picked the wrong
Everything but
horse.
what I want.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Look at this. All right, all right.
Come on, let's do it for Carlos AMD.
Yeah, Ben, the field indicator is off today. It is off today. And AMD is sideways right now. Tighter and tighter range, so hopefully it'll break. And of course, biasly in my direction. Hopefully it'll break in my direction. But it's getting tighter and tighter. Tesla pulling back here. MRNA did the one initial drop and then nothing after that. Sideways there. AMD was trading amazing and now it's just stuck in this back and forth. Oracle just hit the scanners, breaking out. High of the day here. So there it is on Oracle. Yeah, don't see anything else. Did you take any trades today? You took anything or
nothing
no?
yet.
No? Okay.
Nothing yet. I said I'm a little cautious.
Yeah,
after
you're
yesterday.
cautious. You're gonna wait for your setup.
Waiting for the perfect setup.
Yep.
Perfect or nothing today. So I'm watching Microsoft here because, of course, it's been going
look
up.
at Microsoft.
And I'm waiting to see if it's going to set up maybe a reversal. It's early, so not quite yet. We're only at 10:06, but you never know.
That's very nice. Wow, you guys take that? That is beautiful. Microsoft is gone, man. It's $10, almost $10 from the open here. Yeah. AMD, do something. Look at Microsoft.
Go on, AMD. It's getting a little pop.
Do something. Yeah, do something.
It's going.
It's coming alive. Let's see. It was here last time. It failed. See if we can actually get the break.
It's above that. It's a little higher now, so that's good.
Oh, here it is. Okay, for example, my target is 266.93, but I am gonna take a partial here because this is a really good spot. Yeah, let's go take a partial here. Oh, hold on, move up. Come on, give me that extra 5 cents.
Carlos is gonna get stubborn now.
Oh no. I'm gonna take something right here. Let's see, 265.50. Wow, it's really struggling. I'll take it now. It's really struggling. It might come back down. Let's take something off the table here. So let's see if
right after.
Of course, now it's gonna. Yeah, we got him. We got him. Let's go higher now, and it does. That's okay.
Oh well.
Let's see if it can get 266.93 is our target, which is the high of the day, and also, where do we get this level? Is it just the high of the day?
Yeah, 96 is the high of the day right there. So,
did I put that level after or before? I can't remember now. No, I might have put this before, because look right here, you got this level on the daily too, so I might have put that before it became the actual high of the day. Seems like. All right.
Well, whether you did or not, it's there now, so it's definitely a level.
We can get moving. Level 2 looks slightly bullish, not by much. Getting a little bit of pullback. MRNA wants to come alive, looks like, but struggling. Intel final base here somewhere, 40, 45, 52. Yeah, just a waiting game, guys. Wait and see what takes place here. For AMD, 267.08. What is that? It's all-time highs. Okay. Yeah. Yep. I guess that must have happened during after hours or pre-market, right? Because that is what it won't be marked on the charts, but I'll mark it here, 267.08.
Yeah, I have 267.08 as well marked on my daily chart. That is.
Can we do that automatically? Can we? Can we set that up?
High.
Yeah.
I don't think all-time highs you can mark automatically.
That would be nice.
I don't know of a way to do that. But
that'd be nice if DAS could have done that.
Yeah.
They do pre-market. Let me check. They do so much stuff that you just never know. All right, it's pulling back a little bit here. Let's see if it actually holds. Where will we find that if it does do that? Study. Uh, where would that be? Mm-mm-mm. There's finding so much stuff on here. I
Yeah,
was thinking about the
there
yeah.
isn't there isn't an auto draw of an all-time high.
Yeah, I don't see anything like it. Um, I was thinking about the iPhone, how much stuff the iPhone can do, and just phones and technology in general. Like we buy and we probably use maybe as far as features, probably 10% of the features that I can
Yeah.
actually do. Like I just
Yeah.
found out that I could password share, right? So we have this. My wife is horrible at passwords. I mean, she is. I love her to death, but she is the worst when it comes to passwords. She's constantly having to go to forget password and whatever, right? Um, and I just found out that I can actually share the passwords that I have on my list with her. We have family password sharing. So I started sending her a couple of things. She always forgets, like Disney. So now it's always on her phone. I had no idea you could do that, and that's probably a very old feature. And I'm sure there's tons of things that we just don't know that even exist.
Right.
It's just
Yep.
crazy. That's the same way. That has so many things that they created that unless you get trained on every single thing, you just don't know. You might just not need it. All right, come back to the break-even point here on AMD, bouncing off the 20. Hopefully, bouncing off the 20, but I don't I don't trust it too much given the way this thing has been trading over the last couple of minutes. Very, very choppy. We got a nice little breakout here, took a partial, and then trying to see if this is going to hold. Uh, Oracle did actually end up breaking out, right? So Oracle did actually come alive here. It did push higher. SMCI failed. Red wire, breaking above the VWAP here. Apple just sideways for the most part. Nvidia really sideways. Really, like look at these candles. Look at these last
So
couple of candles.
I
Wow.
know.
That is
Yep.
chop, chop, chop.
Yep.
Um Go ahead, Peter.
Eh, Brian is talking about skating, and he said how and I was looking at my skates to go skating because it's all cold and the canal's frozen. I was actually looking at this over the holidays,
Yeah.
and I found that a mouse had nested in one of my skates. So of course my skate is full of like chewed up insulation and poop.
Mm. Oh,
So that
ouch.
sucked.
That definitely sucks.
Yeah, that sucked. So I have to like deep clean my skates before I'm gonna wear them. I just
Yeah,
haven't got
yeah.
around to that. But
Yeah, make sure
maybe I should. You know what I
disinfect and
should
all
do?
that good
I should
stuff.
actually I should uh I should actually go skating before my vacation. Just to get
Oh
the
yeah.
the
Oh,
juxtaposition, right?
oh,
Just before
absolutely.
I head down to the beach.
If you haven't done it in a while, you definitely have to. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just go skating and then I can go to the beach and go, yeah, skating's nice, but the beach nicer.
I mean, clearly you haven't done it in a while because you have stuff you don't want
Mm,
living in there. So yeah.
yeah.
Oh yes, yes. All right, AMD. What are we doing?
What are we doing, AMD?
Just below my entry. Level 2 is not really giving me anything. So it can really go any way here.
Well, I'm still watching here. AMD, Microsoft, sorry, finally did a little bit of a pullback and a retest, but and it got
Nice,
volume at the
nice.
first test of the high of day. Uh, 462.49 is that high. So it's
Wow. Look, what
so
the
it
heck?
just broke the high of day, so that broke my pattern. I'm out.
Yes.
So there you go. So it's easy to assess my pattern, my trade strategy sometimes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It works or it doesn't. And in this
This
case,
is insane.
it doesn't. So, okay, good. Now I know. I get to relax again. I was waiting. I was poised for an entry.
Yep. AMD. I think AMD is going to drop more. It's trying to hold here. But I think it's going to want to wrap itself around this VWAP. I don't know if I should hang around for that. So I'm probably going to take the rest off. And I'm not getting any signals from level 2. I'm not getting anything else telling me one way or the other at the moment. So that makes it more difficult to stay in this trade. Yeah, see, I think it's going to go under. Oh, yeah, there it is. We're out. Okay. All right, not a bad fill. All right, we're out of AMD. Took some off at the top, but now here's coming to the VWAP, and it looks like it might just head under it, so I don't want to hang around for that. What a tough day. What a tough day. This year started off amazing. We had amazing days, and then the markets just started to really go sideways on us. At least for the market open. Later in the day, things are trading very, very well. But at least for a lot of the opening plays, man, it's been really, really tough. Unless you're catching the right thing here.
Unless you catch the right one, right? I mean, there's a
Yeah,
few that work well.
I
MRNA had a
know.
good drop off the open.
Yeah.
Microsoft had this good rise. Oracle took a little bit to get going, but it's moving higher right now, which is interesting.
You guys must have made a killing when it was elections. Yeah, we not a killing, but when the market's running the way it is, we had a couple of runs down or running or dropping.
Uh,
It's the stocks trade nicer when they're trending.
right.
When the market's trending in one direction, whether good or whether positive or negative. Um, you know, my trading's still the same, so it's not like you're gonna make a killing. If you're swing trading now, yes, if you're swing trading, you're holding and things are moving with your full position, yeah, you could definitely do very well. But it depends. It depends. I done pretty bad when things were running and trending, and I just didn't catch it. Like when was it in when the pandemic was like starting to take place, things were dropping like crazy. I didn't make a killing on that. In fact, I actually found it difficult to trade.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
depends.
That
It
you know,
depends.
and there's stuff that you regret not taking
Yeah.
a bet
Yes.
on. Like I remember
Right.
being in Vancouver. We were there the weekend. Like we were there right before the so-called the Liberation Day, with all
Yeah.
the tariff announcements. And I was telling Andrew, Andrew had this massive position that turned into like his biggest ever loss. And at the
Right. I
time,
remember
and
that.
I'm like, if nothing else, take half off, like reduce the risk. I know his uncle and I were there trying to tell him, just reduce the size of the position. And we're sitting around in his kitchen and talking to him about it, and he didn't want to do it. And now look what happened. Eh? It's a big tale of his of his biggest loss. And I'm thinking I should have bet on that. Like I just had a belief that good or bad, that just the market probably would not react favorably to a whole lot of tariffs.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, that was like probably the only time the market really reacted to tariffs. After that, it started to get jaded pretty quickly, didn't it? And
Yeah. Yeah.
largely ignored all of that talk. So,
The one time I took advantage of something like that was with the airlines. With the airlines, American Airlines and United. When they were super low, man. I think American Airlines was like $9. Oh, it was awesome. Like, all right, this is gonna go back up. I was like 100% sure this is coming back up. I took
Right.
some pretty decent size.
You know,
Mike
because
also with
and
me.
that's a good
Mike,
bet because it.
yeah.
Oh
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Well, it takes a lot for an airline to go bankrupt. So you know that it's
Yeah.
going to get the support. It's like banks having trouble, right? Like you've got a
Right.
good bet.
Right.
And then you get the rare occasion like the Lehman Brothers where a bank actually goes under. Like that's so rare that
Yeah. Yeah.
anyway, it's
So that was nice. We ran that up pretty nice. Mike, I think he did United Airlines or something. He did it too. And it's like, all right, we know this is gonna come back up. This is
yeah.
at a good sale. So
Yeah.
take advantage, right?
All right. So watching Microsoft, it's hitting a high.
All right, all right, all right.
We had some data that came out, but I didn't see the market really react to that at 10. We were already in a move by 10, so
What was scheduled? Oh,
consumer
consumer
sentiment
sentiment.
came out at
Yeah.
10,
Yep.
but again, you got to look at the timing of the move. Like I said, we were already moving on the market, so things just sort of continued what they were doing.
Mm. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I'm down today. Not nowhere near yesterday. Yesterday we had a slippage on Tesla that was unexpected. So we're not down like yesterday down, but we are down today because we only got a partial win. Um, we're not at max loss, but we are down, and I just don't see anything great. So anything great to take, and I believe that again later things are gonna run. It always does, right? But right now, as far as the open, I don't see anything that we can take advantage of with this chop. So I don't see that. Um, Look at Intel just died. Volume definitely decreased, obviously, and then looks just sideways action. So you're getting some of that little Friday situation as well, I guess. Um,
Indeed.
Apple did the breakout. Red Y. I keep saying Red Wing. I don't know why I keep saying Red Wings. I don't know. That's a thing. That's stuck in my head, but it's Red Wire. SMCI. Oracle actually was a beautiful breakout after the fact, right? It was not a clean entry at all. I don't see one at least, but they break out pretty nice there. So yeah. If you're a range trader, you could be doing very well because I can see a range trader getting back into AMD for their target here at 265. Right? I'm not getting back into AMD. I just don't want to deal with the waiting. But if you're a range trader, you can do very well in these situations. Yeah, last 2 days exactly, Sridhar. Last 2 days have been brutal. If you're a breakout trader like I am, for the most part, Peter, in the morning, um, they just have not been easy, and you can see it. I mean, look at Tesla, look at NVDA. I mean, it is just nasty. This is not typically how they look. See NVIDIA here, one initial breakout and then just chop. Even for people that take like the 1 minute RB, you're gonna get one good move, but then you're not gonna get no continuation, and that sucks, right? 'Cause that's where you really make the money, is on the continuation. Like the first initial move,
Yep.
yeah, you'll make some money, but the continuation is what pays you, right? That's what really pays you, the continuation. Yeah, the breakout, yeah, get great, take a little partial, but once you get that, second, third partial, now you're actually paying for the electricity bill, which is really high on my end.
Apparently.
Dude, it was like $700. This was like 700,
I
800
don't.
bucks. I gotta look it up. It's wild.
That seems
Now
crazy to me.
and they put this chart. They put this
Right.
chart to compare. Like if you're in Jersey, PSCNG, they have like the year chart, and they'll compare like January to last January, and you can see how much
Hmm.
you used the year before.
Right.
And they put the weather on it. So the weather, when it starts dropping, you can
Hmm.
see the gas just gush up, man. And it's been
Yeah.
cold. It's been cold, cold, cold.
I don't
So,
understand. That sounds much more expensive than we have here. But of course, the thing, what's your bill in the summer?
uh, summer is a lot less. Well, we got the AC, but summer, um, it's a
But you
lot
wouldn't be
less. I
using
can't.
gas in that case. I
No, we
guess.
don't use
Well,
gas. No.
I was
So yeah, the
thinking that
gas
maybe because you
gas
said,
drops down to just like, well, not that cheap, but like 75, $150, right? Because you still
uh,
use the stove and everything else. Um, so
so I'm
yeah, so it
thinking
drops
like
down.
I put myself years and years ago, so I guess I forget on an equal billing plan. So it's like 100 and whatever it is,
Well,
160 a month
yeah,
or something.
I'm in.
But
I'm
I
in
pay
one of those.
160 a month every month.
Okay, so I'm on
Never
one of those
changes.
too, to help balance it out. But it's like 550, right? So it's 550.
Uh,
But they'll show you like per month how much you used, and this month is
right,
like,
right.
what? What happened? Carlos is
I
running data
guess we
centers.
probably get that. I haven't seen a utility bill in I don't know how long. I don't know how many years.
Yeah, yeah,
Because I don't get them. Like I think we signed up for electronic billing, and they go to my wife's email, and everything's on auto pay, and I manage the
yeah,
finances.
yeah.
She gets the bills, and she just sends me the credit card one because that's the only one I have to worry about paying a different amount each month. Everything else, it's just
It's the
automatically
same.
comes out
Yeah,
of the account, right? As I always say, I could die and everything would keep running here in the house for years. Like nobody would know. So I always tell my wife,
yeah,
if
yeah,
something was to happen to us and the kids didn't check in on us, like the bills would get paid, the mortgage is already paid
yep,
for.
yep.
Like nobody would know. The house would just keep on churning. Our bodies would like dessicate
I,
and
I wonder if that
they'd
has
find these
there.
mummified like
There has to be a story where
mummified
this has
people.
happened, where somebody's just
Oh,
everything just
I'm
kept
sure.
running. There has to be some kind of story, unless you're paying the
Everything kept running.
lawnmower,
Yeah.
the
I,
the landscaper in cash. He's gonna knock on your door saying, "Where's my money?" Which is usually the people that find the people dead.
see
It's the
that
landscaper.
there.
It's usually like
So
somebody.
Medi,
Yeah,
you're saying you would know? See, that's the only reason why I'm here with you guys. You guys are my insurance policy. So if something happens and I'm not here, the first day Carlos might say, "Huh, I wonder what happened to Peter." The second
yeah,
day he might be like, maybe we should send someone to check on him. By
yeah.
by like the second week, he's like, I think we really need to
I'm
call
driving
somebody and
up.
send somebody
I'm
by his
driving
house.
up.
Yeah, send someone by his
Hey.
house. So yeah.
Absolutely.
But it's true. I think about that because I mean, the summer you'd notice my grass getting long. So because I actually mow my own lawn, although I got to find somebody to do that, I guess. But
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
winter, we have a guy that comes and like does the driveway, so you wouldn't even know in the winter because it gets taken care of whether I'm here or not. But my wife hates it when I talk like that, but I find it entertaining to just think that we could be all like dead and and then everything just keeps going for years. It could just keep going. No one would ever
yeah.
know. All the
It
bills get
happens.
paid, insurance would get collected. No one would have a clue. Everything's automatic.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely happens.
Anyways,
Yeah, my wife takes care of the bills. I like to see the statements though. I like to see a statement like, okay, what's
yeah,
happening here?
yeah,
But yeah, she
yeah.
takes care of the stuff.
I am one that I like to see the things too, but I've learned I just don't ask anymore because it's I just as long as it happens, as long as it all works, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry my pretty little head about it.
I was thinking about gas prices, Peter. They were really low. Like, I didn't realize how low prices were for gas.
Mm,
So I was putting gas the other day, and again, my wife will always say, "Why do you go to this gas station? It's like X amount cheaper over here, right?" So she does
okay.
look at it. I don't. I just pull up to whatever gas station is, fill it up. Okay. But then I started looking over. It's on Route 4. If you're in New Jersey, Route 4 has tons of gas stations. And
Okay.
the one on this side is like 10 cents more than the one on the other side. And then the next one is like 5 cents less. So it's like if you come to the first one, they're going to get you. That's the most expensive one. As you go down
Right.
the road, it starts getting cheaper and cheaper. And I just started realizing that. And then I realized, wow, gas is $2.59. Like, that seems cheap to me. I'm like, oh, it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Doesn't help me any bit, but I wonder if you're like an Uber or Lyft driver, this got to be helpful, right? It's got to be
Yeah.
hopefully more money in your account.
Yeah.
Um, I would think
I would hope so.
so. AMD. Garbage, man. This is such a garbage day. Oh, this is such a garbage day. Dum, dum, dum. In the north is expensive. Oh, don't you guys got like your own oil, like reserves and pumps and energy? Don't you guys got like tons of stuff up there, Melanie? Should be cheap.
North where?
North. Well, the north. You're the north, Peter. Canada.
Canada. I think it's the refineries. The problem is we ship it all down to back to the U.S. or elsewhere to get refined. I don't
And
think
then we
there's
ship
any
it back to you?
refineries in Canada. And then you ship it back to us. Yeah.
Well, that sounds inefficient. Why not just do your own refineries? Is there
Yeah.
like some kind of restriction on that?
No, I don't know. It's
Canada said we
environmentally
just don't want to be
impactful, I
involved.
guess.
We don't want to be involved with finding it. You do the dirty work. We just bring it back to us,
Yeah,
right to you.
pretty much. Pretty much.
We don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Mm. Juice. Okay. I see.
Yeah. Yeah. Gas is expensive comparatively. More taxes, but also just expensive here in Canada. Because I get, well, let's see. Let's see if we can do this. What is, let's see here. Let's see if I can get, oh, maybe this is something that ChatGPT could actually do.
Let's see. See, ChatGPT could do this. Let's see. Well, we're not here until noon,
Right.
but we do have me and Peter will cover until 11 because I know Andrew's traveling, so we'll be here with you guys until then. We'll do a funded account between now and sometime at that point. Go ahead, Peter. What did ChatGPT give you?
This is ChatGPT. It can't do it. Okay, hold on a sec. It screwed up the answer. I tried to say, can you convert $1.30 Canadian into a price in US dollars per gallon? And it couldn't figure it out. It just said anyways, it gave me a wrong answer. So you got to be careful what you ask these tools. All
Yeah,
right. So what are you paying per gallon there?
259 for regular. 259.
259. All right.
Yep.
So I'm paying about 360 a gallon. That would be the conversion. So you got to convert Canadian dollars and then the rate for liters to gallons. So
Oh yeah, jeez, that's right.
in rough equivalent, I'm paying about $3.60 US per gallon. So because
Yes.
I pay
too-
about $1.30 a liter here. So
Yeah.
and if you do
Not too
the
far
double
off. It's
conversion-
it's not off the wall. But it's definitely more expensive.
Yeah.
Oracle continues, man. Just going. NVIDIA not to be looked at today. Even MRNA, man. Beautiful drop and then just nothing after that. AMD is just brutal. And Intel starting to come alive here. Only 1034, so we'll see this reversal start to take play here. MU double top. Let's take a look. MU. Not a mountain pass because this peak is higher than the one before. But
Yeah.
double top wise, it could look interesting, but not a mountain pass since it's slightly higher. So just be careful on
Correct.
that. We are getting though into that reverse time frame. So it's just the beginning of it. So at Microsoft, Peter, that could be a real nice one, man. Because it is just
I am
going.
yeah,
Wow.
I've been watching Microsoft.
Wow.
It's done a couple of pullbacks and then, sort of mountain pass setups, but it's failed every time by continuing to go higher. So, bide my time.
Yep.
The market might be pushing. My alarm did go off, of course, 5 minutes ago to tell me about the 10:30. And normally, if there's a sentiment, sometimes that's the reversal time. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching and waiting. We're an hour in today. I'm not going to rush anything. Not after yesterday.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. Wow, what a move. What a move.
Oracle. I think Oracle's going to get green. I don't know. It's getting close. It's getting close.
Looks good for it. Looks like some
God,
kind of
AMD,
overreaction this morning.
You really did pick the wrong horse, eh?
Oh yeah, it's just crazy.
Sometimes that just happens.
Seriously, man. If you look at Microsoft, you look at some other ones, they're just awesome. And this Intel was brutal. Eventually did run, gives a beautiful drop. Look at it there, but not when we were in it. Then faked us out towards the top, and then where's the other one here? AMD. Still hasn't broken out. It's just really stuck here for the most part. So,
Melanie, when I say alarm, it's just a time-based alarm. At 10:30, it goes off every day just to remind me that's often the reversal in case I sort of lose focus on the markets. But I don't have an alarm for stocks. I have to watch them. I mean, a mountain pass works, the inverse, which would be like the, ocean trench. Maybe it'd be the reverse of a mountain pass. I don't know. Anyways, but it works both long and short. I just happen to be a short bias trader. So that I like the short trades off of the high of days better. I watch them more closely, but it works both ways.
Yep. CoreWeave, another one. I'm telling you, today this watch list I had was just not the one. CoreWeave's another one that took off here as well. VWAP, nice breakout there and just get going. Green now, and now it's up 3% after being down probably 4 or 5%. So pretty nice. AMD's losing the VWAP here, but don't think that's a good play. MRNA could be interesting. Back to the VWAP again here. This could be nice. This is much later in the day for me to take trades. Normally I'm not taking I'll manage to trade into like whatever time, but normally after 10:30 I'm not really taking trades. Yeah, nothing to see.
Nothing to see here.
Except Microsoft. This is a beautiful chart. That is a beautiful chart. Look at that. 466 coming up.
I know.
Where are we in reference to all-time highs here? Oh no, we're actually all-time highs is actually really high. We're all the way up at 555 looks like. Man, they're having an awesome day today. They're really crushing it here. MRNA could be interesting. Keep coming back to that one. Looks really good at the VWAP breakout here. There it is, breaking the VWAP, increasing volume. Clearly, when you're breaking a level like that where you had prior resistance, volume is still overall very low though. So like if you get in this, you're sitting it for a while to get a move, and doesn't move a lot. Does not move a lot.
All right. You on mute, Carlos, or is it just me? Okay.
No, no, no. Yeah, I'm
There it
on
is.
mute. I was listening into this Q&A they're having on Bloomberg.
Oh, what are they talking about?
The Q&A is the question is, can Trump really make U.S. housing affordable? I know it's one of his pushes now to stop look at MRNA, stop companies, big retail companies from buying single family homes, right? Because they drive the price up. So that they're having a Q&A about, not with him, but like other, I guess, real estate people. So we'll see. Big push for housing, man. Houses are getting out of control with their prices. And every state's doing something different. Like I know Florida's trying to stop the taxes on them after like a couple of years. No more tax on property, which would be crazy. First state to ever do that. Crazy in a good way. Don't get me wrong. If we could pull that off here in New Jersey, that'd be awesome.
Right.
I just think people are, leasing has become a big deal, especially for the newer generation. Like this dream of, oh, get your house, buy your house. I don't think that's a big thing like it was, like maybe for us growing up, right? I don't think that's a thing like the way it used to be.
Well, I mean, yes, I think you're right, but I think it's also, that is correct because it's so unaffordable. They've just given up in a lot of cases.
Good point. So kind of like the chicken and the egg. Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I never can afford a house anyway, so screw it. I'm just going to travel and enjoy myself or whatever, right? It's not an unreasonable perspective.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So
it's too expensive, man.
It is. Like I keep doing this math all the time, but I look at how lucky I was. When I bought my house cost about 2.5 times my salary, my annual salary. Now the exact same house and the exact same job would be about 6 times the annual salary.
Yeah.
And it's just, so if the job, when I bought my house, it was like I paid $227,000 for my very first house, and I was making $50,000 a year. So, it's about 2.5 times. Now that job might pay $100,000 a year if I'm being generous. This is Canadian dollars, of course, but I know the exact same house that I bought recently went up for sale.
Oh yeah,
for a little over 600,000.
It's crazy.
And I'm like, it's just if you look at that, and that's just one data point, but that affordability. I look at my kids, and I'm like, it's not easy. It is not easy.
Yeah.
I will never argue that I did not have it easy comparatively. So.
Yeah.
Anyways. It's
I bought my condominium 2013, man. It was like 180. My first condominium I bought. It was like 180. I'm like, oh great, 4% interest rate, all the good stuff, blah blah blah. Now, that same I still own it. It is insane. Like I could sell it for 350. I'm like easily. Like I'm sure if I wait on the market, probably more. But right now, I could put it up for 350. It'll sell within a month, guarantee. And I'm just like, wow, that's crazy. The amount that it has, increased over what 10 years, 13 years. It's insane. It's insane. So, yeah, it's wild. See here. At that time, my dad bought his house at that price, 350. Like, buy a whole house with a yard and everything. Like, come on.
No. Hey, look, I was doing the same thing. I mean,
this house, wild.
This house, as I tell people, we paid basically $300,000 for it. 27 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And I was looking at condos, 1-bedroom condos for my daughter that are costing the same amount, and I'm like, I just can't. My head does not.
Can't wrap around it.
I can't get my head wrapped around that.
Yeah. What they're doing here, I think I mentioned to you before. What they're doing here now is all the new buildings is condominiums, luxury condominiums for lease. They're not even selling them to you, right? Because you sell them, okay, it's an investment. They don't even sell it no more. They know you're not gonna buy it, you can afford it. They know that people are gonna want to lease now, and we're close to the city. So, in like 10 years, it's gonna be just condominium. It's gonna be a mini city off the city. Like it's just crazy, you know. So it's wild.
Yeah.
It's getting out of control.
All right, I
All
am
right.
watching Microsoft here.
Okay, it's getting
It's
ready for to do it.
maybe it did hit
Oh
high
yeah,
of
yeah.
day.
Yes,
It
yes,
is going
yes.
back to retest right now. We'll see what it does. Microsoft isn't always the best at doing these mountain pass moves.
Mm-hmm.
Same with MU. MU was like sort of almost a mountain pass, but it broke higher. It did actually drop after that. So you guys are pointing
Yeah,
out Micron. I was keeping an eye
that's
on
a
it.
nice drop. Yeah.
It was decent, but not perfect. So
Microsoft is looking good, man. I might take this trade. It is setting up nicely. Can't go up higher here though. Let's stay.
stay. Gonna wait and see. The problem, I'm looking at Microsoft on the level 2. It still has some orders up at 466. There's really not a little bit of a build up down lower. Anyways, we'll see what happens on this retest here.
There it is. Here it is. Shit, it looks strong.
465.82.
That is just.
There you go. So see, that's why you wait. That's why you wait. So it just punched through, made a new high. So
Yeah, it's strong, man. This stock is. It is.
so no mountain pass.
Trump is trying to stop on buying up corporate houses. I mean the housing. Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. I mean, I don't know how much of that there is though, right? I think it's just part of it too. It's just people are just going crazy, man. Crazy with the spending on the houses, and if people keep paying it, well, the price is gonna keep going higher, right? So I,
Yeah.
it's just crazy. And my brother was trying to buy a house in Florida. He got one now, but he was bid out of a lot of places he put a bid on, because he just kept going higher. He's like, I'm not paying that. There's 200 more than the asking price. Like, it's crazy, so it's out of control. Oh yeah,
Look at
good
that.
call, Peter. Good
See?
call. Good call, baby.
That's why-
I was getting ready to
that's why
jump
you
in
don't
this
get it.
thing.
No, man, you
no.
don't get in front of it unless the strategy
no.
sets up.
Because I was thinking, like, I was looking at it like, you know what? If it does what's the other one? Which is we were looking at earlier. Jeez, what was it?
Micron, MU.
Micron. Yeah, if it does what MU did, it could still be a good short. But this one is just, blowing right through everything. It's not ready.
That's why I have rules. I just need to remember that.
Beth, I was definitely not giving you any finger. Was I giving? Did I do something? Oh man, I was definitely not giving anybody any finger. I have to wash my hands. What did I do? Did I? I don't think I'll do it, but
the middle finger. I don't know what I think she means. Sort of,
probably with my
not
hands, I was
physically.
doing something weird. Yeah.
physically.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right, so we'll see what we get. My God, AMD is horrible.
It's so bad.
NVDA, horrible.
Yeah.
But Apple's gone green. Apple's up here. Microsoft is obviously running that we've been looking at. Tesla's a little choppy. I mean, it's made some moves, but that's not easy moves. 450. Remember, I said that pre-market is an area that I think it's likely to sort of curl around. It closed just below it yesterday, so looks like that so far is proving to be true. The markets, though, are moving up. We're, once again,
That's right. I think you
all-time
start to
high.
see a couple of
No.
things moving north here, like NVIDIA's trying to break out. But yeah, it's been bad, man. It's not been great.
We're not. We have a little more range to go. Sorry. I thought it was 690. I forgot it was 695 is really the all-time high range for the SPY.
Mm.
So
All right.
So we'll see what happens. MU moving down. MU is a good example, Carlos, of sometimes when a strategy can be tough because you can look at the result of MU and say, oh, look at that, I missed it. We were watching it. We had an eye on it. Look, it's dropped. It's gone below the 50 moving average, which is curled up above it. It's likely to go down to VWAP. You know, it sort of all looks good, but you know, it broke that high of day before making that move, which, as I said, canceled out my strategy. So, you know, I'm not telling you guys this because I want you to do the comparison between what we just saw, what you're seeing on Micron, and saying, "Oh my God, look at that! I missed a good trade," and look what happened on Microsoft. If we'd applied that same logic to the Microsoft trade and taken it, we would have been stopped out within seconds. Right, because
Right.
it
Yeah.
pushed higher. So I have the rules in place for a reason, because for every example where it slightly breaks the rules but works, there's at least one more example out there of where it just doesn't work at all. So the rules, you know, so if I had taken both of these trades, sure, I might be making a little bit of money on Micron, but I would have had a full loss on Microsoft. Is that worth the trade-off? In my estimation, not, because I'm going to get more of the Microsoft-style stop-outs than I will about the ones that work on Micron. So, you know, that's my assessment, and that's why I have the rules. So think about that when you have your rules, because it's very tempting sometimes to look at the ones you missed that worked and use them as false positives of why you should maybe break your rules or change your rules. So
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, friends. Couple of minutes left here. Let's go ahead and do a funded account. Let's do it. Funded account. I sent out a couple of funded accounts this morning and yesterday. So if you haven't got yours, I'll do it today. We had a few I had to send out. But guys, just trade, you know, first of all, read the rules, right? Make sure you read what the rules are for the funded account. Okay, read the rules so you don't lose. You know what? We'll keep the same. We'll keep the same hashtag as yesterday. Chop. Hashtag chop. Keep the same one. Because been pretty choppy today. So read the rules so you are able to still qualify for a payout, right? So and I can't stress enough, trade small. Build the account. Don't go in there swinging for the fences, because if we fall below the threshold, you're not going to get paid out. And you got 90 days, 90 calendar days, right? So stretch this out. You know, stretch this out. You don't got to, you know, do it all in a week. Okay?
right.
All right, so rolling up. Hashtag chop is the way to get into the giveaway. If you want to join the funded account, you can do so, friends. Just go over to our YouTube channel, hit join. It's right next to the subscribe button. Hit join, and just come here, hit hashtag, and hopefully hit the like button as well. And we'll get you all set up. Let me. Oh, hold on.
Hashtag chop.
Yes. Gotta bring this over here. 1 second, guys. Because I had to set up for something else. Second monitor and. I think I got it now. There it is. There it goes. Awesome.
I want to win. I want to win. Let's go.
Oh yeah. Let me do it.
I
too.
want a funded account.
Yes. Chop. All right. There I am. Where are you, Peter? I don't see you. You in here?
I should be.
There's Peter.
I did
Oh,
it a
there's
while ago.
Peter.
Should
There it is. Peter's
be
in there.
somewhere in there.
Yep. Awesome.
All right.
All right, guys. Let's do
win.
it. Let's see who the winner is going to be today for the funded account. We do one every day. If we miss it, we'll make it up to you guys on the following day. But today it's going to be Chris Kairala. Chris Kairala. Congratulations. You are the winner of the funded account. So congrats. All right. Email me, Carlos at Bear Traders. Will get you all set up with your funded account. So congratulations.
It's rigged. It's rigged because I haven't won.
I know, man.
Congratulations,
It-
Chris.
I think it knows that
That's
we're
good.
like part of the crew
I
or
think it's
something.
good. It's good to put our names in there, Carlos. It sort of proves that it isn't rigged, right? Because it's not making any favorites. It's just
Yeah,
pick someone.
I agree.
All right.
I agree.
One of these days, we enter off.
One of these days we will
wait.
win.
There you go. So Chris is asking, what's the email, Chris? It's carlos@bearbulltraders.com.
Yep.
So there you go. Just email him directly, and he will give you the code you need. And if you are to the races with a funded account, you can make some money out of that. If nothing else, get
Yes.
some trading experience.
Yeah, and I had this person they emailed me, and they didn't read the rules, and they didn't know that unfortunately there's no swing trading. Right? There's no swing trading on the account. It's day trade. So at the end of the day, 4 o'clock, whatever you have open is gonna close. Well, this person was down a couple of $1,000, and the next morning if they would have kept that open, they would have been up. Well, guess what? You're gonna be close at that loss. But on top of that, this happens in real life, right? You think that you're gonna, let me hold on to this big position, and you wake up and you're not gonna be as lucky.
Yep.
You might wake up to even a bigger loss. So
Yep.
it does bring in a sense of psychology to it, right? You can put some skin in the game, because although you're winning a free account in this case, or whether you pay for one, you can actually win real money, right? You can actually win real money if you trade well. So it gives you that pressure, which is what we want. Give you that pressure of what it's like to trade live on your own account. And if you're able to survive that and do well, then you might consider opening up your account, right? But it's a great way to see if this is right for you, right? And as we say, trading is not for everybody. We know this for a fact. It's a very difficult task. So doing it in a very safe way where you can not blow up your account is the way to start. It really is. So good luck, guys. Good luck.
Good luck. Hey, and totally random stuff, Carlos.
Yeah, let's do
I
it.
don't know if you noticed. I'm wearing a weird T-shirt today.
What you got on? I didn't notice. Let me see.
No, it's show you the.
Is that a soccer? What is that?
No.
Oh, Donnelly. Well, did you custom make this?
Well, that's the thing. I bought it on my trip to Ireland. So apparently it's the tartan for the Irish Donnelly clan.
Oh.
But I found it in the bottom of my shirt drawer. I was looking for a shirt today, and I said, "Oh, let me wear that one."
Yeah.
It has been in the bag. It was in the bag that I bought it in the bottom of my shirt drawer. I don't know what I was saving it for. I don't know. I guess I was saving
Just
it
threw
for
it there
something.
and forgot about it.
You know when I went to Ireland?
No.
1998.
Wow.
It is in the bottom of my drawer since 1998, and I moved to Australia and back since then. So
Did you take?
I don't know how
take
the
drawers just with you? Did you move your drawers?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. It must have just gone into storage and then went back in the drawer. I'm not sure. I don't remember, because I mean it was in pristine in the bag. I'm amazed that some of the folds
Perfect
came
condition.
out, 'cause
I'm surprised it's still white.
There.
Usually stuff
No
starts to
kidding.
look a little yellow, for just being
it's a little
stored.
Yellow. I'm not sure if
Okay.
it was sort of this creamy color originally, or if it has yellowed. I'm not sure, but anyways, I don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's been at 20. What is that? 8 years, 29 years. It's been in the bottom of that drawer there. So there you go. So this is actually a really old T-shirt that's brand new.
Yeah. Nice.
Maybe I should have put it up on eBay. Make some money. Classic.
I agree.
Brand new. In the bag.
I'd buy it,
agrees.
Peter.
Nathan
I got
agrees.
$20 on that, Peter, right now.
Yeah?
Let's do this.
Okay. Well, it's used now though, so I guess I've ruined it. I've ruined the value. It's not pristine.
No. Use is better. Use is way better.
Now he increased the value.
Yeah, exactly. That's
right.
probably got your DNA now on it or somewhere. We could clone a
There you
Peter
go.
off of that.
What?
Love it.
75 grand at least for Peter.
Yeah, I'll go do a workout or something, and then you can have it.
Yeah, all the DNA
Yeah,
in
that's
the
what I
world.
want. That's what I want. I want the workout version for sure.
Oh goodness.
I don't need to go into the weekend with that mental image. So thanks for that. And anyways, I'm
I mean,
still
in the
looking for
chat room, we've
trades.
got someone saying 1K if it's got your sweat on it. He actually
Yeah, there
said,
you
does it
go.
have Peter's sweet? So for you guys to know that Peter actually doesn't sweat, he sweets,
Well,
right?
there
So
you go.
it actually
That's
smells
right.
like lilac and roses
I
as he
am.
sweats.
I
It's quite
am.
amazing.
It's a pretty place over here.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Hmm.
That's amazing.
Friends, have a there
All
it
right,
is. We
let's
got
hand it over to our buddies here.
yeah,
Thor,
we will. But
Nathan,
first,
take it off.
let's
Take
welcome
it over.
DSOM42. Welcome to Lambos and Garbage Truck. If somebody's asking how
Okay.
can you join, you can join by
Welcome.
going right onto YouTube. Right to YouTube, click on the join button. It's gonna be next to the subscription button, and you can join the Lambos and Garbage Truck right on here and be available for the next giveaways that we do next week.
Indeed.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, Peter and I are out of here.
Have a good
Trade
one,
safe.
everybody.
Beautiful.
We'll leave you with Thor and Nathan. Have a great one, guys.
Take care, everybody.
Beautiful. Welcome everybody. I also want autographed 8-ball. I think if I was going to get anything from Peter, I want for my shelf, I want like an autographed 8-ball. I just think that would be like the best like ever. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Exactly. Good to see you, brother. You got a fresh cut going on? You're looking very, very clean there, man. It's a good look. For those of you who are new to the channel, we got Nathan with me today. He subs for me, obviously, when I'm not here. He is the Dean to my Sam. For those of you who are Supernatural old school fans. And so basically, anytime I'm looking for a partner in crime on this trading gig we do, my buddy Nathan is my go-to guy. So good to see you, brother. We haven't gotten to hang out for a while.
I know. Yeah, it's been a busy week for me, but rough week with this choppiness. It sounds like this market's like my truck, really choppy.
How is the truck, by the way?
It's getting fixed now, so I'm happy.
Yeah, you getting that new like that big shiny like turbo. What was that? A supercharger you showed me, or a turbo?
New Pro Charger.
Yeah, getting that new Pro Charger stuck in there. That's awesome. So we have a little audio maybe going on, Carlos. I see some people saying they can't hear Nathan. I see other people saying there's an echo. So that sounds fascinating, but I don't know.
They just got to hit live. I don't see no echo.
Yeah, so I'm not seeing it. But okay. Melanie says all better. So we're good. Okay, never mind. Fake news, Carlos. Fake news. Don't act on it. We're fine. So how was the skiing yesterday, Nathan? You may not want to bring that up.
There's been none. We have no snow.
I want Nathan in a good mood right now, and we can't start talking about no snow in January around Nathan because he'll get triggered. He gets triggered.
Your video triggered me. That you sent me. The video you sent me triggered me a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got a storm that's supposed to hit later today and go through tomorrow, so we'll see. I have to see it now. I have to actually see the snow before.
Yeah, you're like, I don't even believe it. I'm gonna try and make it out to hang out with Nathan maybe in like another month or like whenever we're getting some snow up there. I want to go hang out with Nathan and do that. So trading wise, today we had some pretty good cam calls today, especially in equities. We really didn't have very many futures calls, if not any. I'm short on crude right now off of an R6 short on a lower wider, which is a play, but it didn't call. So I got to look and find out why it didn't call. But I'll figure that out. And then many of us at P Capital were watching and took longs off of S3 on Tesla. Tesla was, of all the tickers, was a gorgeous higher, wider range today, and it hit S3 beautifully and started going. So, yeah, quite impressive.
Yeah,
How about you? Are you in anything, buddy?
No, the choppiness has just really thrown me off from Friday to this week. So just trying to
Amazon was
get
another good one.
trying to get an eye on it. a little bit.
Tesla would be a R3. You'd want R3 on Tesla. Nathan, check out Amazon. Amazon did a
Dude, yeah,
beautiful R4 breakout. That called.
I wish I wish everything was this clean again. I mean, we're just not getting like clean moves like that lately this week. Yeah, look at
Yeah.
Microsoft too. Meta did this yesterday.
Mhm.
Nice clean.
Platinum
Nice.
yesterday.
I like that clean.
Platinum yesterday did a beautiful R4 continuation. So that's fun. So we definitely had some good calls today. Oh, PLTR also did the R4. Why didn't PLTR call?
You were looking at PLTR yesterday, man. It was thin. Like the book was thin, trading was thin on it.
Oh man, look at that. Sold into R4. R4 was right at monthly support 4. We then bought off of it, offered, and then bought. I mean, it's really pretty. I'm not sure why this didn't call.
Yeah, that's those tests are nice, especially that push over and then that retest back in.
I'll have to talk with
Right,
Bruz
that's
and see why
support.
that didn't
Yeah,
call. Because this
that's
actually
really
looks
nice.
like it could have. Yeah, man. Oh, opening price was wrong. It needs to open in the CPR. So it opened too high to call. Thank you, Bruz. Thank you, buddy. Groovy. Wow. Okay. TSM was not good. AMD is actually good, but it overshot. See, this is one of the reasons why I don't see how this big buy candle took us way out, and then we had to come back. This gets really tricky here because of the opening buy. So I probably wouldn't have targeted AMD just because of that. So you're taking notes on my book. Thank you, Beth. I hope you're enjoying it. Are you the only one not seeing a screen? Let me reshare and get this fixed. There's this thing sometimes when we do the transition from one to the other, our thing doesn't pick us up. So let me fix that. Come on, 2D. There you go. We should see it now. There we go. You should see it now. So the Amazon call, let me go back to that one so you can see that again. Amazon, beautiful. Look how we bought. We called the box. Look how it came back in. Nice little pivot right here on top of R4. And it was, and it was buying the entire time. So this is what we're looking for, by the way. My pleasure, Adrian. Look at how the buying and selling detector had us nonstop buying the entire time. Never have we even started to sell on this ticker at all today. It has been a beautiful long right out of the open, right? Never even offering. I mean, just a solid buy. So this is exactly what we're looking for this play. It's beautiful. So Tesla was a little trickier, right? Because it was actually selling when it got down into the range, but then it bought. So, TSM calling. I mean, it's a wide range. It could work, but I don't like that it overshot already. But it was to go to ATR high, but not bad.
It's so weird. I'm on the
The
internet.
ideal
I'm on
entry?
live with you, but my internet pages are telling me that I'm not connected to the internet.
Oh, well, I mean, agree to disagree, right?
I
It looks like you quite are. So the ideal long on Tesla would have been right here or right here. So there's two different points in which I would have been very comfortable with getting long. It would have been this guy right here. When we made that high, stop below the low, or down here. Or this one's actually, never mind. This one is not. Sorry, I'm taking it back. Taking it back, I have the right to reserve. So this buy was outside the green box. So I would have preferred not to take that buy. It's not as ideal. This one, we made the new low, we absorbed and then made a new high. That's the spot right there. That's the ideal. Stop below either the wick or the box. What do I use for my ATR indicator? I use my ATR indicator. So that was an easy answer. No, so it's called the AAL, or Adaptive ATR Limits. The coder on it is BruzzX, who is my coder. So that our ATRs are being calculated by that. This is actually, I believe the ATR is just available. I can tell. Yeah, there's no lock on the next of it, so you can see like CPP has like it says premium and all that stuff, but AAL is just regular. So you can, if you have TradingView, if you just type in adaptive ATR limits and look for BruzzX, you can add this to your chart right now. So the only ones that aren't just open for available use, I believe, is the buying and selling detector, ghost candles, and CPP. But the CPP has a light version you can use that's free. But I think really key levels and AA and adaptive ATR limits are all free to use. Sweet. All right. So Tesla's coming back to the CP again. Got really close to making its move. It's just coming right back down again. So we'll see how that goes. TSM, wow. Maybe. I mean, I do like that TSM rallied, and like we had big volume, but they were fairly truncated candles, and we exhausted right there and then tried to push higher. But so this is one of the things I'm looking for, is deviating volume. So you can see we exhaust here, right, which is right here. And then as we push to make new highs, our volume is dropping. Right, so I'm seeing a deviation in volume. We're going and making new highs, but we're not doing it with volume, which insinuates it's more of an offer, right? They're just offering ATR high to get sellers there. And then sure enough, look at the sell response right off of the level. ATR high right off of it. And then we sold down. Now we're offering the R6 range on a wide range, right? So this is the solid play. If you were in this one by chance, the target for me would be actually a movement to, I would go for ATR low, which happens to be right at the CP. See what I mean? Look how perfect this is, Nathan. With ATR high being met, that took our ATR low right to previous day's close, to the tick. If you guys don't believe these are computers, then you know what I mean.
Yeah, the king of all levels.
I mean, what are you going to do? But it just happens that now the daily range that we've pre-calculated matches perfectly with the level. And now we're reversing. So this just shows you that why ATR high and low are such powerful indicators.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and then you're once you're trying to trade out of that range, you want to take a breakout or a momentum trade out of that ATR range, just know that you're really impacting the type of move you could get, really expecting that to extend well out of its range versus just waiting for it to get back into its range and maybe play that ABCD or something.
For sure. So there was a question on Tesla, why not ATR high? So the reason why is because today's a wide day. So a lot of that has to do with my expectation. So to get to ATR high, I'd have to go all the way to R4, which is definitely doable. So if you want to hold for R4, I do think that that's possible, especially with the two of them together, but it's a wide day, right? Wide means inside, right? It means that we plan on closing somewhere near previous day's close, in and around inside the CPR. So if you're going for ATR high, then you're going to try and hit what will be likely the exact highest price of the day. It's going to be a hard fought journey to get there. So on these plays, this is why we detail out the S3 to R3. We're just going to go for the cam level. If ATR high was inside of R3, I would actually go for ATR high. Right. So, but since it's a wide day, I'm going to go for the cam level. But again, if ATR high was inside of R3, I would actually go for ATR high, not R3. ATR high is one of the ATR high and low, from my experience, are, if anything, are the most aggressive and algo mined levels out there. They're like with previous day's close, right? There are so many algorithms that are tuned to hit those levels. It's really just not worth it generically to try and go past them. Daily ATR, hard for me to see. This one, the 1569, is hard to see. Where do you see Microsoft today? Ripping. So Microsoft was a very nice trending breakout. It must not have, we didn't call it, even though it opened in the right place, but I don't think we set a good, we have some patterning that we're looking for here so that we can draw our box. So something here, this would be one of those ones where it might be better just to draw the box when it hits the level. So when will it top off? I don't think it will. I would not reverse Microsoft today.
Long.
It's a long. Right. Look at the look. We're just clearly buying all day. So there is no short. Like, so it's, and actually you're making new highs after 10:30. Right. So statistically, Microsoft will close north of the initial balance range because of this. Right. So our IB was set here when we broke that high at 10:33. So the lowest I would expect to go if we went short would be back to like 464. Right. And then bounce and close somewhere in the mid. So for me, I don't think Microsoft's going to offer you a good, if you're not long in Microsoft and haven't been, then there's just really not much potential here for another play. Unless you get a deep pullback, maybe you can still go long. But at this point, you're so high in the range, going long would be kind of crazy. Right. So unfortunately, if you're not in this one and you're not in it long already, I'd probably stop watching it. It's probably just not worth it. MU, let's look at the ghosts of Christmas past here. I hate this ticker, for the record. I don't know why I needed to say that, but I did.
Hey, Thor, I'm gonna reset my computer and see if I can get the internet back up for
Okay, buddy.
for the internet.
Yep. We'll be here hanging.
For web pages, I mean. I'll be right back.
So, yep. So I just hate this ticker. So MU, there are certain tickers that and Boyd knows this joke. I call MU the ghost from Super Mario Brothers. It only moves when I'm not looking at it. Right. So it's like, so one of the things that we're doing that's really fun is we have our stats group. So with the indicator, the Camarillo pivot plays, if you're using the premium version, we're actually mining we have a stat group that we're mining the trade data out of. And we use that to create our watch lists and all this other stuff. So MU, out of every 10 calls it does, one of them works. Right? Out of every 10 to maybe 20 calls, only like one of them will work. It's just not consistent enough for me to continue trying to mine it. It's just kind of proven itself to be like one of the things I was talking about this morning in Peak Capital is the concept of algo trading, right? When we're trading, right? Actually, before I get into this and start talking about this trading methodology, if you are in here and you are watching and you have not taken a moment to give us a thumbs up, a little like action or something like that, I'd really appreciate that. This is why we're here. So if you could just take 2 seconds and just go down there and click that little thumbs up there. I mean, you can do the thumbs down if you want. I mean, I'm not here to tell you what to do. But it's that incredible run since last March, though, on MU. I mean, Riley, I don't disagree that that's possible, but that doesn't do anything for me. Right? I'm a day trader. So what it's done since March You know what I mean? Has no effect on me. I don't have a long-term portfolio. I don't have a 401k. I'm a day trader, right? You know what I mean? Like I don't really have a lot of I don't like to play against those kind of things. So for me, you know, it's been moving for a long time, but it still doesn't offer good day trades. I guess is what I'm trying to say. So it just does weird stuff. Like, and it'll call and it'll work, and then I get excited about it, and I look at it the next day, and then it just does something so avant-garde. I'm just like, I don't even know why we're here right now. Like it's crazy. So MU is classically kind of a pain in my butt. And of my losing trades, it racked up for a few of them. All right, let's look at Apple, and then we'll look at. Someone said something else. Netflix, Apple and Netflix. Melanie, I agree actually. So for any of you who didn't catch it, I actually on Thursday, yesterday? No, Wednesday. On Wednesday, I did a 4-panel discussion, or actually 6, 2 hosts, and then a 4-panel with all people that are going to be on the Money Show. And it was a really fun panel. One of the things, Melanie, that really bothered me about it, which is, of course, is interesting, is one of the members of the panel. She was a trader, and she was talking about the way she trades, and it kind of reminded me a lot of like more or less like a warrior trader kind of concept, like or even like old school BBT. Like you know, everything she was talking about was looking for RSI and really like weird earning stuff and all of the, you know, and this metric for this and this metric for that. And by the time we were done, I was just very confused by what she was saying. I got darn near a decade of trading, and what she was saying, just I was just blank. You know what I mean? And it was kind of funny because then I come on afterwards, and the guy starts like talking about like you know, he starts talking about me, and I basically say, well, I think it was really interesting, but I literally do everything exactly the opposite of what she's saying. So it was pretty interesting, but you know, it's the concept for me, Melanie, is I like predictability, right? I think if the price is going to do the same thing over and over and over again until it doesn't, right? Then why are we trying to mine the until it doesn't? It's going to do the over and over again like 10 times, 11 times, 20 times, 1,000 times. Who knows how many times it's going to do the over and over again, but it's going to do the until it doesn't one time. So every single day you're jumping around looking for the one ticker that's doing the one thing it's never done before, and then you're going to try and predict what it's going to do. It makes no sense fundamentally to me at all, right? And but this is for momentum traders, right? If you're a momentum trader and you like high RSI, high volatility, and you like crazy direction, I mean, I guess this can work, but I actually don't find those tickers to be very directional either. I think they're actually very difficult to trade. They're very choppy. They buy, they sell off, they halt, they do all kinds of weird things, right? When was the last time you got halted on Microsoft? It's been a bit, right? When was the last time you got halted on an AMD or a Tesla, right? I mean, there was a Tesla one, but the vast majority of the time, you're not going to be having an issue here, right? The vast majority of the time, you're going to get your fills, you're going to be in good positions, and you can see it sell from the same level over and over again. You can go ahead and hit it, you know, but with options. What do you mean opening in the right place? Well, so that depends on the play, Moe. So a lot of our the plays require a specific opening location. If it opens too high or it opens too low, then we're not going to have the range we need in order to get good profit, right? Yeah, exactly. No, I mean exactly. All right, so Netflix, and then we'll look at Iron. I got nothing on Netflix for me. I mean, we could technically look for a reversal here, but right now we're buying. So it's not a reversal yet. IREN. I don't really have a play for this one that fits my methodology. So I'd probably pass on this one. It was a pretty good long at some point. But at this point, I would not say it's a short at all. So if anything, I would likely play this as a continuation play. That being said, we are already above R4 on a lower range, and we're above ATR high. So there's not a lot of institutional players unless IRN has like some really hard catalyst. There's not a lot of institutions that are going to be willing to pay this price. So mostly everyone who's buying right now are probably all retailers, right? And if that's the case, there's a pretty good chance we're going to get stuffed. So, right, we have exhausted our buyers. We exhausted them around just before 11 o'clock. And since then, we have been capitulating quite a bit. I mean, we've been just dying in volume. But all of our volume still comes on the buy side. Look at the ghost candles. Big green buy, big green buy, big green buy. The only bit sell we had was right into the bottom, and then we bounced. So it looks like we're still accumulating. So for me, this isn't really why is Russell down and Tech is high? Oh, they're completely different indexes. The Russell 2000 is a composite of 2,000 companies of various. It's actually more, but there's a lot of different companies that are licensed and issued on the 2000, right? Each one of these, each one of your ETFs, SPY, Qs, right? IWM, right, is the Russell, and then DJ for Dow Jones, right? So we've got our Dow Jones Industrials. The industrials often diverge from the market because the Dow Jones is really only like 12 or so like industrial stuff. Ali, I don't know who you're talking to, but please don't talk like that in my chat room. If you're talking to me, leave the chat room. If you're talking to somebody else, don't talk like that again, or I will ban you from here. That is so inappropriate and rude the way you just spoke. If you're speaking like that to me, then be gone. I don't need you here. I don't want you here if you're going to talk like that. If you're talking to one of the members of this community that way, same thing. Get packing. I don't need you. Like, this is not okay. Do not talk like that in here. Like, what are you, 5 years old or something? Like, Jesus. Be gone. So rude. There are no idiots in here. This is a place that is this is a safe place where people who do not know stock trading are coming to learn stock trading. So the only idiot that I'm seeing right now would be you, sir. So if you're going to act like that, I really have no interest in you being here. Please be gone. Thank you. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. I have zero tolerance policy for that kind of crap. Nobody in here gets disrespected under my watch, right? This is not happening. This is my community, or Andrew's community that I'm happily a part of, and we are not allowing that kind of stuff in here. This is everyone in here. I want you to feel safe. I want you to feel the ability to ask me any question, right? Because we were all brand new traders at one point in time, and this stuff is complicated. So, and if you, for the record, if that is the attitude you're having right now, I know you're not making money in stock trading, right? Because no one with that kind of attitude can make money in the market. If anything, you're probably demonstrating the functionality in your own misunderstanding, right? So I would take a moment to reflect, think internally on that, and then better yourself, because that is embarrassing for you. So please don't act like that ever again. Okay, sorry. I got triggered. Jesus, don't be rude to my people like that. I'm a bear. I'm all warm and soft and fuzzy. But if you get on my other side, you know how bears work. I'm gonna rip you limb from limb. Like, do not do that, man. No, I'm a bear. I'm not a bull. I short all the time. Okay. All right. Sorry, everybody. Hold on. Recentering. Ooh, I'm hot. Ooh. Oh my God. I can't believe people talk like that. Jesus. All right, sorry. All right, I'm sprung. Okay, we're getting back. All right, we're getting back to it. All right. Do I still use DOS? Yeah, I still use DOS Trader. Not today because I'm traveling. And it's a little heavy for my MacBook, but when I trade equities, I still use DOS. Um, uh, how I kept trading is um SSO, actually, given how I kept trading yesterday, given I knew it was choppy, I'm definitely not smart. But the trading, I want to talk a little bit about that maybe for a second. Like if you're it's not that you're not smart that happened. You're not self-regulated, right? So, come by on the Wednesdays when I have Dr. V on. She talks a lot about this, but your issue actually has nothing to do with intelligence. It has to do with your self-regulation, right? If you know something is happening and yet you cannot prevent yourself from acting, even though you know a thing is happening in a certain way, which I believe you likely did, that's a self-regulation issue, right? Self-regulation is the killer of traders, right? That it is the silent killer of all traders, right? Your inability to just do what you're supposed to do the way you say you're supposed to do it, right? That I would say, of the traders I work with, actually, the vast majority of those traders that wash out do not wash out because they lose or because they don't do well, right? They actually lose because of prolonged stagnation. And they stop trading because of prolonged stagnation, right? They keep winning and they keep losing, but the losses outbalance the winnings due to some kind of a behavioral issue. And that's what just happened to you, right? You knew it was choppy yesterday, but you kept trading anyway, even though you knew it was choppy. And because of that behavioral slippage, you lost more money than you should have, right? You should have recognized the market was choppy. So you should have just stopped trading. But that's a self-regulation issue, right? So don't be hard on yourself, and certainly don't call yourself unintelligent, right? There was nothing stupid about what you're doing because you actually knew what was happening, right? What you have an issue with there is that, how do you fix that psychological block, Peter? We're actually a little bit outside of my realm there. I mean, I want to talk for 2 seconds here, maybe, and then well, can you teach me how to and when to add into a position? Unfortunately, I cannot. So I would love to teach you how to add into positions, but I don't add into positions. I don't partial. I take one entry and one exit, and I'm more of what you would call like an intraday swing trader, right? So I'm going to try and buy the low of the day, and I'm going to try and run the entire day's ATR, right? So like on Tesla, I'm looking for $10 or $11 moves on Tesla because it has a $15 ATR, right? So I actually don't add. I take my maximum risk value right where I think my entry should be, and then I hold it all the way from my targets without partialing. So I can't actually teach you those things because I don't do them. If you want adding and partialing and stuff like that, I would maybe pop by a session like where maybe I think I know Nathan does some adding. So on it'll be Monday. I'm traveling Monday, so I think Nathan will be covering for me on Monday. So that's the day after the weekend. So Welgem, why don't you come by Monday? and make sure you're here on Monday and ask Nathan, and Nathan can go through some of that. If not, wait for any time Gary or Paris are on here or inside of the BBT community. Both of them do a fair amount of partialing and adding. Amen adds more now, and partials now, which is a little, I don't like it, but I think Amen, when he was doing his parabolic reversals, was still like my favorite Amen. But he's made some modifications there for the market, which I appreciate. So how to fix the psychological block. I want to talk to everybody about this on the site for just a minute. I need you all to understand the difference between a psychologist and a coach. I am a coach. Nathan is a coach. We are not psychologists. So I will help you and try and talk to you about certain performance things that you can do to make yourself a better performance. But if you're actually asking me what is how do I psychologically do something, you should talk with Dr. V, right? Or you should be talking to a psychologist, not a coach. And this is very, very scary in trading. In trading, there are a lot of people that are very, very popular in the trading realm, and they write psychology books, but they're not psychologists. They're coaches. They don't have a degree in psychology. They don't have a doctorate in psychology. They haven't completed a psychology course. They're just high performance coaches. You should never let anybody without a PhD poke around inside your brain. Right there, it is very dangerous, right? When you're having some of these issues are issues that likely can come from your childhood or past trauma, abuse. I mean, like real big issues, right? And you don't want just anyone poking and prodding into your head. You know what I mean? So this is why I have partnered with Dr. V in our mentoring community, right? I handle the technical, she handles some technical and the psychological, but I don't go into her realm. She's allowed to come into mine. Why? Because it's just coaching, right? Learning trades and stuff like that, that's fundamental stuff. Anybody should be able to teach you. But I don't poke into her realm. And that's because I'm not qualified, right? So, but you need to pay very, very close attention to those things, right? Because there's a lot of really they come off as being very reputable. They write psychology books, right? They publish psychology papers, but they're not psychologists. And you ask them, well, why don't you have a PhD? Oh, I tried to get my PhD and it was too hard, so I dropped out. And you're now going to teach me about performance, but you couldn't finish school, right? So, I mean, you need to be really kind of cautious on just who you trust to poke inside of your head. And anyone who's honest with you in that realm will not try and dive too deep into that pool, right? If you have a performance thing, oh, I can't, I'm having an issue with doing this or this. What do you do to align yourself performance-wise? I can certainly help you there. But anytime we get into the psych word, I'm out. That's like advising you on taxes. You know what I mean? I'm not going to advise you on taxes. I'm not a CPA. Right? I can tell you how I do taxes, but I would not advise you on how to do your taxes, right? Because that's a bad idea. I don't know your tax codes. I don't, you know what I mean? It's a totally different world. Newbie here, considering to buy your book, does Camry apply to stock? Applicable to stock? So the answer to that is 1000%. So the reason it's my book was written for stocks. It was adapted for futures, but I wrote my book completely off of stocks. So it actually works its best on stocks. So it works amazingly well on futures because all of the major exchanges or these are using a very similar Camarilla model, right? So, but you can see on Tesla here that I'm showing on my screen, S3 was the buy on Tesla. If you bought S3 right now, you would be within 20 cents of the lowest price of the day. Right? It's perfect. Right? If you look at I believe it was Amazon. Amazon called and did a perfect breakout from R4 right to R6. Actually, it hit ATR high, but R4 to R6. Right. Our other call we had, I think, was Microsoft was a trending breakout, and we just called on Meta. I wonder what it's calling right now. A reversal probably at this level. Ooh, higher, wider ranged reversal on Meta. So Meta's calling its reversal now. So of all the tickers, and Meta's it's exhausted its buyers. It's then tried to go higher, and as it's gone higher, we've actually declined in volume. So that's really interesting. So for this would be a potential short setup. You can sell anywhere inside the box for this short, but I would prefer it to hit the level first to get the best RVR. If you don't use my cams strictly, you can use them anywhere, right? You don't have to use my cam plays specifically, right? You can use some of the principles, right? Like for instance, this is a higher, wider range. Because it's a wider range, we're expecting to close back inside the price at some point today. So this is why this one is a reversal as a candidate. But for instance, on Amazon would not be a reversal today because this is a higher narrow range, right? So my expectation for Amazon is that we close outside, right? So I don't want to short Amazon. Amazon's very bullish in its chart and in its ranges, where Meta is bullish, but because of its range nature, it actually has potential to sell off well, right? PS3, I recommend reading Thor's book after you read Andrew's books. Beth, I agree, especially on the first one, right? I don't think you would need to read Advanced Day Trading Technique or the new one, Trade Book. I don't, yeah, whatever. But How to Day Trade for a Living is a Bible. I mean, I think How to Day Trade for the Living has spawned the trading careers of probably, I don't know, tens of thousands of people. I mean, probably more, 50,000, 100. I mean, I couldn't tell you how many people have probably bought, read, and started trading. The thing I really like about How to Day Trade for a Living specifically, because it was the first major trading book I read. It's what got me into all this too, just like y'all. How to Day Trade for a Living, great title, right? One of the things I liked about it was it properly explained brokerages. It properly explained some of your more rudimentary concepts around trading and getting you going and getting placed like that. And all those. So I really recommend Andrew's book, and I would read that before mine because my book is not a beginner's book. It is absolutely not a beginner's book. I mean, it's all defined. I've got a glossary. I've got footnotes that are being referenced. I've got all the terms and everything defined. But it's gonna take a lot if you don't have a little bit of knowledge. Oh, Homer, thank you for that. I am thinking. I have started on two books actually. The first one is going to be it's going to be called Camarilla Pivot Plays, I think is what I'm going to title it. It's going to be more of an almanac than a book. It'll probably be like 100 pages or less. And it's going to just be the new Camarilla Pivot Plays with all the new rules, with new graphics, with how to use the indicators that we have had designed, right? But it won't have. I'm not going to put VPA in there, order book in there, value in there, or all of that stuff. It's going to be just Camarilla Pivot Plays. So it's literally just going to be like a color photos and more of an almanac style. It'll be a significantly less pricey than my full book. It'll probably be like half the price. So that would be the thing. I mean, Meta's looking like it wants to do it, Caesar. It's a nice spot. I do love how we have exhausted our buyers on multiple attempts, and now we are starting to offer back down. So this does have some potential. Homer, I will, once I get to that point, I will look for some help editing for sure. So I will keep you posted. If you want to throw me an email, go for it. Beautiful. I just look at this, everybody. This is what makes me happy. Look at this. You probably won't see this, but or be able to read it. But look, this is a message that I just had come in from one of our PCAP. Oh, hold on. See if you can see it. It's right there from one of our P Capital people. But the message says, because I was trading live with P Capital, thank you for your guidance with the trade this morning. He took Tesla long at S3. So that's so fun to see the see our people's getting it done. So that's fun. How long for you to take to build your system? Ooh. The non-light version, you can go to my website, marketalchemist.org, and you can find my indicator, links to the indicators there, or go to my Instagram at ThorYoungMA. My book is a complete day trading system, is the current one. So my indicator, it's its own thing. I have my own developer that I use to do all of this, and oh, I think I just lagged. Can you still hear me okay, Nathan? Okay. Yeah, I hear you fine. It just my system is my screen's frozen right now. It's very laggy. Let me just give this. There we go. All right, I'm alive. All right, did that kill my screen share when that happened? Yeah, see, I totally lagged out. Look at that face I had when that happened. That's kind of embarrassing. Wow. I know. Hey, everybody, hit me, Thor emoji me. Come on, hook me up with some Thor emojis. Garbage truck and Lambos. One of the main advantages to being being a member and joining the garbage trucks and Lambos is the Thor emojis, for the record. I mean, look at those. It's my favorite. Oh my God. I love you too. You people are amazing. Um, mm, hey, we're a family. We're a family here, and we take care of each other. Like we're not. No, it's not beer. It should be beer in my cup, but it is not. It is coffee. So I am caffeinating quite well. ES. All right, ES. Let's see what ES is up to now. Crude was boring. Yeah. ES is just a crap shot today. It's just not a play today. I mean, it was actually a very nice S3 to R3 play today. We were just in a narrow range, so I didn't call it because I only like this in a wide range, so we've got a little more distance for the move. But we almost played today like a wide range. It went S3 to R3 beautifully. Can you share the difference in P capital versus bare bull trading? Oh, there is a big difference between those two. So imagine like an umbrella company kind of, right? So bare bull traders is the community, right? So bare bull traders is the community. So this is, where most people are. This is, tradingterminal.com is kind of under that umbrella. And then kind of next to that is P Capital. P Capital has two components to it. One, which is not utilized as much as a proprietary trading firm. So there are a handful of people who actually trade in P Capital, like utilizing P Capital's capital, right? Because P Capital was originally designed to be a proprietary trading firm. However, P Capital kind of shifted gears, and along with being a proprietary, they also added in the boot camp or the educational component. So if you're looking, so because Bear Bull Traders really doesn't have a mentoring wing where the company itself actually provides you mentoring opportunities, and that's what bootcamp does, right? Bootcamp actually provides you a group mentoring environment where you're getting with, like Megan's an instructor there. I don't have a crew there, but I do live trading 3 times a week there. Nathan does instructing there. Dr. V does instructing there. John and Mike are very big in there, right? So we've got lots of people who are doing that, and it's pretty sweet. But that is the major difference between the two. Bear Bull Traders is in a community that provides educational content, and P Capital is an educational provider, right? And then downstream from that comes us individually. Like, almost every moderator within BBT offers their own small group mentoring or one-to-one opportunities to work with us individually as a coach of that nature. So yeah, NQ very similar. Do I see a bottom at SNDK? Let's find out. Well, crude's being rude. I had a lovely short going on crude that is now squeezed all the way back up near ATR high. So I'm basically back at my entry location on this one now. So I'm just gonna leave it on. We'll see what happens. But all right, SNDK. No, SDOK is not a bottom at all. Don't even think about longing this ticker right now. This thing is selling off. So let me show you how I got to that information so quickly. So first off, what happened here at the open on SNDK? Right, the first thing we did, right, is we sold like a bat out of H, right? Really aggressive sell. Right, stop loss on CL is going to be above R6, right above the weekly high. So R6 and high of day, so it'd be like 61.28. Um, so we had a really hard sell, and then we offered to buying, and then started selling. Right, we are selling. Look at I have my own candles that I've designed or invented. I mean, not that I don't know if I'm the only person. It's not like other people have done this, but these are mine, and they have kind of the way I weigh volume in them, so they're better. But you can see how much red there is versus how much green. And all the green is fairly light in comparison to the red. This ticker is distributing right now, right? So right now the VPA on this insinuates that we're a sell right now. On top of that, if you look at the buying and selling detector, which is my VPA tool, it's like volume weighted tick, right? You can see we actually offered and then started selling, and we are now selling crazy. Now we are getting very low. We've a lot of selling, so we could exhaust our sellers and bounce here, but it's not a long. I would never long this ticker. I mean, it looks like a bloodbath. So yeah, I would probably lean away from this one. Yeah. Oh, I mean, see, when you look at it on a higher time frame, see what I mean? Look at how much space is underneath us. We have a lot of room. So we probably will offer value on this candle. So let me mark that for you. So you can see how we have this high right here. See how this high right here comes right in the meat of this candle? That was our order. We then tried to buy it, distributed, then bought it, right? And then we've been going up since. So, but if we sell, we're going to go right to there, to the mid of that big candle. Right. So if anything, because we're in a higher narrow range, I think SNDK could be a counter trending breakdown from this point. Right. We could actually keep selling. Right. Our daily ATR on SNDK is $30, $30.50, which is quite a lovely ATR. So we've already run our entire. So look at the ATR on this beauty. ATR high to ATR low. Right. So pretty. So, but yeah, I would not long this. This actually looks like it's selling quite a bit. Yeah. Higher narrow range, actually. In Q could be a long off of R4. It didn't call. I think we went too high. But look at that beautiful hit to R4. Wow. Not bad. This down here is volume. It's off the ghost candles. So this colors the candles up here. Oh yeah, you could definitely look at Atlas. GC, let's look. If GC gets to R4, I could be interested in it for a short. It's got the right opening position, but it's not high enough to go short yet. HL. Um, it almost got close enough, but it didn't hit it for me. So for me, it didn't get close enough to S3 for me to buy it. RTY? RTY is at ATR low. It's in a higher narrow range though. I mean, there could be potentially an extreme reversal here, but we're selling very aggressively. So right now we're selling too much to go long. I also don't like that we bought here and then we liquidated that long. So that seems. Mhm. And that's the thing, my algo hunting friend, or as we like to call ourselves, algo facers. That's one of the things we have to really kind of pay attention to also is remember, we're not just looking for levels, we're looking for an algorithmic response to the level. So we're going to watch the level and then we want to see something happen there and then respond to that. Oh, nice. Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. Perfect. All right, man. Well, it is 12 o'clock and we're done for the day. So I hope everyone had a great week here at Bearable Traders. It was great seeing everybody. Nathan will be here on Monday covering for me while I travel. So if you have questions about adding, order book, options, spot gamma, anything like that, this dude's a technician. He's got it all for you. So we will see you on Monday. And if you have anything else, just let me know. Much love to everybody. Have a great one and keep it green. Thanks, buddy, for popping on. I appreciate you, brother. And just remember, the more Thor emojis, the better. All right. I'll talk to you later, everybody. Have a great one and keep it green. Dun, 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 dun. I'm preempting Carlos. It's like
Don't freeze. Don't freeze. It's a nice cup of mug you got there. What is that? What are you drinking?
coffee,
Ah, very nice.
little Nespresso.
Why is everybody waiting for? Is the show's over?
It's done, man. We're waiting
All
for
right,
you.
cool.
It's
All
12
right, man.
o'clock. Dun, dun, dun,
have a great
dun,
weekend.
dun, 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 dun,
Oh, you guys want music? Oh,
dun.
let's do it. Let's do the music. It's like it's not over until the music plays. You know, it feels unnatural. Have a great weekend, Thor. Everyone in chat
You
as
too,
well.
brother.
Take care. There it is. We feel complete.